Good afternoon, I'm Tyler Danberg. This Fan Sports Update is brought to you by Germain Toyota, the best selection of new and used cars in Central Ohio. View their full selection of vehicles online at germaintoyota.net. Number 1 Ohio State visits number 17 Illinois Saturday at noon. Hear Buckeyes head coach Ryan Day's press conference up next on The Fan. Professional football is coming to Columbus. The Columbus Aviators will be one of 3 new franchises in the United Football League starting in the spring of 2026. The Aviators will play at historic Crew Stadium. MLB playoffs today, Game 2 of the ALDS. Mariners are at the Tigers at 4:08, series tied up at 1. Blue Jays travel to the Yankees at 8:08. Toronto can sweep New York and advance to the ALCS with a win. Breaking sports news when it happens on The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
It's time to add some spice to your nooner. Nooner funny. This is the place where big-time guests, bold opinions, and little cute doggies come together. This is Rothman and Ice.
Sponsored by Pella Columbus, the #1 rated windows and doors in Columbus.
All right, welcome aboard. We will skip the pleasantries for now. No tap dance Tuesday. Your coach is at the podium.
That's it, because the game has changed and is changing every week. So we have to make sure we're ahead of it.
Looked like Kenyatta was doing better toward the end of the game. Is there any chance he'll be back this week?
Yeah, definitely a chance. We'll see how today goes, but we'll hopefully play on Saturday.
You mentioned on Saturday Jeremiah being the best offensive player in the country. How do you kind of go into a game and balance, knowing you want to get the ball in his hands as much as you can, with also knowing if guys like Carnell, Max Clare, and Brandon get going, that it's going to open opportunities for JJ? Like, how do you balance that going into a game? Well, a little bit of both in terms of, you design plays where you think the ball may go one place, but if a defense, is designed to stop that area or that player or that, area of the formation or area of the field or whatever it might be, then the ball needs to go somewhere else. I think that's what's, challenging for a receiver to, again, I say that, and it's, whether Jeremiah gets the statistics that he would need to get into the Heisman race or not, it's sort of out of his hands because there's just certain things that can happen that are out of his control. So that doesn't change who he is in terms of a player, his impact on the game, or anything like that. So, we have to make sure that we're figuring out as many ways as we can to get him the ball. Knowing that that's not the #1 most important thing. The most important thing is to move the ball and score points and be efficient. So, but that's why I mentioned that after the game. Carnell has done a lot of the dirty work that's allowed, some of the other guys on offense to have success, and then vice versa. Jeremiah, dictates coverage or as a decoy in a play to open up something for Carnell. That's winning football, and that's going to be the key moving forward. And I think you're seeing, guys like Max and our running backs really starting to take strides forward now to make an impact. And we just want to make sure when we go into a game that, based on what the defense is giving us, that we can attack into that area. When you lose that balance, that's when you put yourself at risk. So whether it's in personnel groupings, running, throwing, styles of plays, we always want to make sure we're on the attack.
Right. That field goal you guys tried was only the 6th 50-yard field goal you've tried since you've been head coach. I know you don't want to be in the business of kicking them, but should you have a kicker that can make it from 50 yards? And was any part of calling it there seeing whether or not JD can do it?
Yeah, for sure. I think maybe have we tried 3 with him or 4 with him maybe? 3, yeah. We go off what we see in practice, but it needs to show up in the game. I thought that was a great opportunity early in the game for him to make a 50-yarder, a 50-plus yarder. He just missed it. But that's going to be something that, is going to come up here down the road. And like you said, those things got to go through the uprights. At some point during the season, it's going to come up in a big spot. So we like what we see in practice, but it's going to carry over to the game because that's what matters. That's what we get judged on. So we need him to make that kick. It's important. It's an important part of the team. Everybody's got to do their job.
Can you expand a little bit, I guess, on the battle you had with he and Jackson in camp? Because Jackson has made a couple 50-yarders in his career.
Yeah. It was sort of back and forth early. I thought Jaden really pulled away towards the end of camp. We'll go off what we see in practice, but it's good to know that you have two kickers that are capable.
With the way that Zion has played, and the way that Will Smith Jr. is providing some depth right now for you, how do you feel like your mind has changed on the defensive line depth compared to when we were talking to your last season?
Well, it's similar to some of the other guys that hadn't played before at other positions. You know, there was a little bit of an unknown there, but the more these guys build trust, which is what we're all trying to do on a daily basis within the building. When you go on the field, are you doing your job? And we knew we had to build depth at that position, and we need to continue to work to get better, to build more and more depth, because it's going to get challenged as the season goes on. And you know, so these guys are putting in the work every day, and it's great to see some of them grade out. Some of those guys graded out champions over 80%, and that's got to give them confidence. And so we need all of them. And you know, to answer your question though, like we're nowhere where we need to be anywhere across the board. And if anybody thinks that, like we're setting ourselves up. You've heard me say this before. Like we got a really good opponent that we're playing this week that knows how to win. You know, Brett is as good a coach as there is in the game. He's got a really good staff. His players are tough. They're smart, and they know how to win. And you know, they know how to win games like this. You know, at home, noon game, 11 local time. You know, they're really good. So we have to have them. You know, the best week of practice we've had all year, and we got to get on that plane, get ready to play with a ton of energy, and play with a great physicality and fly around, because it's going to be a great atmosphere. I know that. Our players know that. And so, again, it starts at 2:30 today. But I just think that, you know, all those guys are building confidence, but, like, it's got to continue to build week in and week out. And but the good news is we've seen it. It's on film. These guys shown they can do it. So the more we can now consistently do it, that becomes our identity.
Obviously, your reputation as a quarterback developer is well known at this point, but it's been different every single time, right? What's necessary for that quarterback on game day. With Julian, it just kind of feels like, maybe I'm wrong about this, but this has been the most ideal scenario that you've had to develop a quarterback. He spends a year sitting behind someone who wins a national title, gets a couple snaps. Obviously, he has a big game early, but you've got a good defense that you can rely on while you're bringing along the quarterback slowly. You're giving him more and more every single week. And just is that a fair assessment there of when you look at the environment Julian gets to kind of bake in compared to maybe what Kyle had, CJ had, Justin had? Maybe this is a little bit more ideal for you to approach it the way you want to approach developing quarterbacks in season.
Well, I think every situation is different and every quarterback is different. But at the end of the day, the player has to put it on the field. And you're seeing Julian grow each week. I think you're seeing his teammates believe in him more and more. He's taking more and more command. I think he understands, and it's important for any quarterback to understand what he's surrounded by on both sides of the ball, all three phases, and know, you know, what we need to do to win the game. And if we can continue to do that, then we're going to, you know, have a chance to reach our goals this season. But this is going to be another challenge for him on the road, second road game, another really difficult environment. You know, to me, this is like a top 10 opponent on the road, and you know, he's got to play really, really well. This is the next step in the progression. And to say this was the most ideal start for a quarterback, you know, at the time, number one, Texas first game of the year on the road against a team that was the 22 straight games winning at home, is probably not how I would start it. But to your point, having a strong running game, having a good defense, and you know, not being put into positions where he has to come from behind early in his career is good. But you know, that's going to happen at some point. We're going to have to do that. So he's growing every day, and we got to keep you know, giving him more and more to handle. But at the same time, understanding that, you know, this is about winning games, and we want to score every time we get on the field. But it's not just about that part of it either. He's got a good defense, he's got a good running game, and then each game we'll have to go with a game plan that we think gives us the best chance to win.
Your process, whether it's picking the quarterback, even recruiting him, evaluating it seems very almost, this is my pace I'm going to work at. It's very thorough. Where did that philosophy come from in terms of the whole process of how you go about evaluating quarterbacks and developing them, and essentially get them to the point that now they're on the field and how you do it.
Yeah, it's not a science, because if it was, these NFL teams and these college teams would have it down, and they'd have an AI app and figure out how to figure out what the best quarterback is, but that doesn't work that way. There's just so many intangibles in place, and I think the more you're around it, the more you see traits in certain guys that are aligned. And then when you work with them, you get a chance to see how they respond to different situations. There's a lot that goes with being a quarterback. There's an intellectual level that has to be at a certain point. There's a spatial intelligence. There's an emotional intelligence in dealing with players. There's processing of information. There's a resilience. There's just a lot that goes with it. And then there's the physical traits. So over time, you just start to see similarities, and sometimes you're wrong. And then you have to find the right person that's right for this school, this place, this program, because that's not always easy to find. This, like I've said all the time, Ohio State's not for everybody. But Julian, I think in his mind, has always felt like he wanted to play at a place like Ohio State, where he saw himself in that light. And I think that's part of the process of quarterbacks. Like they see what they want, and like they're just driven, and you can't tell them anything else. That this is what they're going to do, and it's not up for discussion, despite setbacks that are going to come along their process.
Ryan, when you prepare for a team that has one outlier performance, I'm talking 63-10 against Indiana, how do you explain that? And do you look at that film and say that's stuff that can be exploited, or is it almost such an outlier that you say we don't even take much weight?
Yeah, pitch the game, throw it out. It's not who they are. I can't quite explain that game. I know Nebraska had the same thing that happened last year, and then came in and played us all the way to the fourth quarter. So throw that film out. Don't even barely look at it, because to me that's not who we're playing. They, whatever it was in that game, it's an outlier. So we're going to look at the games that were played prior, what they did last year, what they've done in the last two games. Brett's again one of the better coaches in the country, and he's a resilient guy, and they're a resilient team. So I think it says a lot about them to rebound the way they did, get a win against USC, and then go play the way they did last week. So, we all know that going through a tough loss can bring a bunch of people together. I think they've done that, and so we know we're going to get their best shot here on Saturday, and we're going to talk about that today, and we're going to have a great day of practice.
Hey, Ryan, after the game Saturday, Minnesota was discussing how the defensive game plan that you all brought changed very significantly in the first series after. Can you walk us through how, when you start a plan for the defense for a game, how that evolution occurs, and you throw these completely different pictures at an offense? Just how that confusion happens, how those conversations work to make sure that the picture gets fuzzy.
Yeah, I think we're always trying to figure out a way to make it complicated for the other team, but simple for our guys. That's what coaching is all about. And there's a balance that you try to find of doing too much so that the guys aren't playing fast, but doing enough that keeps them off balance. And we have to have, in all three phases, different things that you can't just get narrowed in on. Coaches are too good nowadays. They'll exploit. If you see a weakness or you see a tendency, they're going to be all over that. But then if you don't have tendencies, that means you're not very good at anything. And that's what we're all trying to figure out as coaches. And when we identify, how a team's trying to attack us, then we try to make adjustments, just like any program does. When they come over to the sideline and then at halftime. But you got to credit the players. They're the ones that are actually doing it on the field. It's one thing to have an idea or have an adjustment, but it's another thing to put it on the field. And so when you have guys like Caleb and Sonny and Arvell and IGB and Kenyatta and Caden who have played football enough and seen it, they have sort of a Rolodex of plays that they can recall to get back to, and then communicate that to the other guys on the defense. So that's the sign of a mature team, when you can make adjustments but then actually execute them on the field.
Ryan, there were some opportunities, I think, for Josh Padilla there at right guard on Saturday. I know every week, every position is up for evaluation. Is right guard a spot where you guys are still searching, experimenting, or what went into that process?
I think it's more about the work Josh is putting in on a daily basis. This is a guy who plays center and plays guard and just goes to work every day, and you just watch the way he plays. We do some ones on twos on ones, and when you watch our second group go out there late in the game, they kind of, we've seen it before, they go out 3 and out, and it's like, okay, these guys went down the field, and I thought that was a good sign just for the overall culture of the team that we're competing against each other, a lot of good on good in practice. And when we see Josh out there, we just see a lot of good play, and just felt like he deserved an opportunity to get out there and play. We felt like he could go to center, but when you move in the center around, there's a lot that goes with that, with Julian and the communication. So we wanted Josh to get some work at right guard because we feel like he's earned that opportunity. Did great out too, but Tegra did as well, so that's all a good sign. So when guys deserve to be starters, whether it's at offensive line or another position, we want to try to get them in the game. So we'll keep evaluating on a week-to-week basis.
Right, you just kind of mentioned this about Julian, but one thing that stands out, it seems like in these first 5 weeks of his performances is he's just in full command. It seems command keeps on coming up, but command's a very broad word. So I guess I ask you, what does command look like in your eyes? What does that mean? What all does that entail?
Well, I think it's competency. You always hear me talk about building trust, but it's true. Do the guys around him trust him? Trust all of us. Trust me. Trust the coaches, trust each other. And the first is your character, who you are, then it's your connection with people, but a big part, especially a quarterback, is your competency. Do you know what you're doing? So he and Billy do a lot of work. Lincoln, the quarterbacks, I'm in there a good amount of time. And we're making sure that, nobody knows the offense better than the quarterback. The center, tight, there's a lot of guys that know the offense, but the quarterback, when he gets in that huddle, he knows exactly what's going on. And some of those play calls are like paragraphs. So by the time we get done with that break, I'm he gets a round of applause in the back. I don't know if I could have done that because I'm reading on the script. He's hearing his ear, and then he rips it off. And Will kind of had that last year where he would rip it off, and I'm telling 15 words, and when he broke, the guys were "Great job, Will," because that was not easy, man. Holy smokes. But that Julian picked that up, and so he can recall it fast, calls it in the huddle on one, ready to break. Everyone breaks the huddle. It's just this feeling of all right, we got this. Whether it's two or three plays in the huddle, or some sort of tip to the guys on what's going on, understanding down and distance, personnel, what the situation is. So the communication is really where that comes into play. But to me, they have to believe that the leader knows what he's doing and he can do his job. And then the last C is consistency. You got to do it day in and day out. And I think that's a big part of the command. And then at the line of scrimmage, having the body language, just the overall demeanor that I'm in charge of this thing. And he's growing every week with that. And I think with that is confidence too, knowing that you can do it.
Did you break camp expecting that was the case, or is that something where you have to see it against live bullets on film before you know it for sure?
It's built over time. We saw certain things in practice that we were encouraged with, but you don't know till you're in a game. And to see the way he's responded in already some big moments in his first whatever quarter of the season, then we can build off of that. And I think people see that and get excited about it because it's just the beginning. A long way to go, but it's very encouraging.
You obviously are pleased with the way the team is played. Unlike other teams, you haven't stubbed your toe. But every time you talk about the success, you kind of measure it with fighting complacency. How big a battle is that in your mind? Is that almost the number one priority now? Is don't let these guys think they're that good because we got a long road ahead of us?
Yeah, it's every time I hear somebody say, you guys are doing great or anything like that, I just feel like we're getting set up. That's just the way that I look at it as a coach, because I just feel like it's our job as coaches and leaders to make sure guys understand that we say ignore the noise. You've heard that before. Usually they're talking about adversity. I'm using it right now with our guys because all of a sudden, everyone thinks you're the number one team in the country and you've done all these things. We haven't done anything yet. We haven't accomplished a thing. And so the only thing that's going to matter is who gets better week in and week out. And it's just easy nowadays because of the media, because of their phones, because of everything that comes with it. You can start reading your press clippings and you can start feeling pretty good about yourself, and then all of a sudden you get knocked out and you don't realize it. So we cannot let that happen, and the coaches and the leaders and all those guys are determined not to let that happen. But
That's because it's not about the score, it's not about the opponent, it's about us and our training and our foundation, and that's got to be the focus. It's the process over the results. And so, but the tricky thing is you got to bring it every week. But these are still 18, 19, 20-year-old men. You know, they're young men, but you know, they're not pros yet. Although, you know, the world's changing, we have to make sure that they understand that. And when you haven't been through that before, I talk to the guys all the time, there's wisdom, you know, and if you can just listen to the people that have been through it before, we have a lot of great coaches with great wisdom. And, you know, I suggest to our players all the time, ask them what it's like, because they've been through the ups and the downs and everything in between. And, you know, this is going to be a long season, and we have to bring it. Every single team we play, including this team, who's a very good team, can knock you off if you're not on your game. And this has to be the best game we played all season, and that's the other part. It can't just be like what we did last week. The team we were last week is not going to be good enough. We've got to be better in a lot of areas. And if that's the approach, we're going to have a chance. You know, to say that we haven't had that approach up to this point would not be true. I think we have, but we got to keep pushing. And the minute, you heard me say that, the minute we think we've got this figured out, we're about to get it, and we can't be that way. Now, I have not seen that, so that's good, but we got to stay on it at all times.
And one question for the linebackers. Both Arvell and Sonny are big, athletic, rangy, instinctive. How much flexibility does that give Matt to be able to move those chess pieces around with those guys?
A lot, yeah. Sonny went from, you know, the back end to the front end, and then, you know, now you can see him do things on the edge. Arvell went from linebacker to playing on the scout team, defensive end, and now he's back at linebacker. So these guys have multiple, you know, a history of playing multiple positions, and that's exciting because whether it's coverage, blitzing off the edge, playing man-to-man, you know, lining up on an offensive lineman and a pass rush, those types of things, there's just a lot that you can do with them. And the more versatility you have, certainly the harder it is for a defense to recognize what you're doing. And Matt always done a great job of that. He's got a great history of that. So, you know, it's been great to hear him talk about some of the guys he had in New England, Jamie Collins, Hightower, these different guys that he sees different things he's done in the past that he can utilize with the players that we have, but then also maybe some new things that he's done or seen in the past. So, but that's the key is you know, putting our guys in a situation to be successful. So, you know, we're going to start again from scratch here on Tuesday.
Coach, you've talked about in the past the importance of fast starts. How about this Saturday there? And is there anything you guys can do as a coaching staff to help push that along?
I think just giving them a clean plan and you know, really emphasizing efficiency, you know, and finishing the drives. You know, I think that's important, and that's what we're going to do. Because, you know, to your point, I think, you know, a couple of the games we started okay, but we haven't been great. I think we can start better. And when you're on the road in an environment like this, you definitely want a fast start.
Brian, you were just listing kind of all the like mental and emotional traits you look for in a quarterback when you're recruiting them and trying to get them in here. At what point in the process of you trying to bring them along do you realize, all right, this kid has it, or is it different or is that process different for everyone?
It's like you have these like moments where they're kind of climbing the mountain and growing. I don't know how to describe it, but it's like, okay, he's getting pretty good, and then you get off the field, you're like, this guy might have a chance, and then you see him in a game, and you know, that's a good sign. You start to check those boxes. Where some guys, you come off the field, you're like, man, I just don't know. I don't know if he sees it. I don't know if it makes sense to him. You know, you talk about those things, and then he comes back the next day and maybe responds or doesn't. But there's these moments where you recognize it and evaluate it and say, this is trending in the right direction or it's trending in the wrong direction. And that's probably the best way that I can describe it. It's not a linear line. It's kind of up and down like this. But the good ones respond quickly. They make a mistake, they get it fixed, and then they move on. The ones who struggle are the ones that continue to make the same mistake over and over again.
And you've talked about with quarterbacks this extraordinary trait that you look for in some of them. It seems like that Julian's accuracy is that for him. I'm curious, did you see it the same way, and what else stands out from his class?
Yeah, I would say his accuracy and how quickly the ball comes out is certainly something that I think we all can recognize is pretty special.
Ryan, after the game, you talked about Jeremiah, and you mentioned how Carnell has learned from him. I think most people would assume the older guy is usually the one doing the teaching or whatever. How much has Jeremiah been able to impact not just Carnell, but everybody in that room? And how have you seen those guys embrace maybe a younger guy that is doing this stuff?
I think they both, learn from each other. And what I mean by that is, Carnell was here first. There's a lot of things that I'm sure Jeremiah learned from Carnell just about day to day. But the fact that there's just days where, one guy's getting a lot of touches, the other guy maybe isn't, and then vice versa. And watching Emeka go through that, watching through, you remember when we had, Jackson and Marvin and Emeka, and, one game somebody's getting a lot of touches, the other one maybe the guy's doing a little bit more of the dirty work, or he's getting taken away based on coverage. And that's part of the learning process. And I think the way that they watch each other both respond to that, I think, is good because they both have great attitudes with that. So I think they both learn from each other is probably the best way to put it.
Ryan, where would you evaluate where the running game is at this point in your season?
Yeah, I think it's solid. I think there's always areas for improvement. I think we're targeted in what we're doing. I think the guys are playing physical up front. And I think the running backs, every time they get a carry, are learning, getting better. You're seeing yards after contact improve last week, which is an area of emphasis. So I think it's improving. And we know how important that's going to be, especially on a road environment like this.
You mentioned the 15-word paragraph-long play calls. The guy sending those in is different this year. How would you evaluate how your offensive coordinator, Brian Hartline, is doing?
Yeah, he's doing great. It's never easy when you're doing something for the first time. And I think, he has been really efficient. He's prepared for the games. He's got a good group around him. I think he understands that, and that's, we talked a lot about being, of course, not just calling the plays. It's all the organization leading up to that, which he's learning every day. But he's got a great group of guys around him. He understands that part of it, and he knows at the end of the day it's about players, not plays, and all those things. And when you're doing everything for the first time, there's learning opportunities, which I give Brian a lot of credit for. Like, he's not somebody that gets defensive, or he wants to learn. He has that growth mindset, which is similar to what we're talking about with quarterbacks. I think that's why he's done so well just in life and in this game, is because he doesn't have a big ego when it comes to making a mistake. Once he makes a mistake, he's got to learn from it and grow from it. And so that's how you quickly get better at what you're doing. So still a long season to go, a lot of lessons to be learned, but I think for a first-time coordinator, he's off to a great start.
Last question.
Thanks, Mike. I only got one question.
Yeah.
Right. After the first game, the question was, Julian saying his accuracy on the deep ball, is he going to get there, et cetera. And now he's like basically the most accurate deep ball thrower in the country. Does that something that has to be generated through game reps, if you understand my question there? Game speed is different, et cetera. And where have you seen him really work on that aspect of it?
Well, it starts with your feet, but a big part of it is the receivers. Those are long routes down the field, and you can only have so many of those within a week. Otherwise, you just blow the doors off your wideouts. So it has to be efficient. There's a system about how we do it, but you got to give the wide receivers credit, because there's times where, in practice, they'll run the route and maybe the timing wasn't right, and they run back and the ball maybe, is late or behind, but they've learned to understand that this is about building confidence in the quarterback too. And so they put it in during the week, man, like they do. And because of that, it's given us a chance during the week. But there's a lot that goes with throwing the ball down the field, the footwork, the timing, all those things. And we work hard at it, but ultimately the players got to make the plays.
Thank you.
All right, guys, thanks. Good.
You've been listening to the Ryan Day Press Conference on The Fan.
Sponsored by The Roofing Guys. For all your roofing, siding, and gutter needs, contact The Roofing Guys at theroofingguys.com.
All right, a half an hour strong for the coach coming off the victory over Minnesota. We are back. Rothman and Ice, Anthony Rothman, Matty Ice Hayes, and the Loose Cannon. Boys, good to see you. Thanks for holding it down.
Man, you don't need to thank me, man. We're always going to hold it down for you. We had Depot in the house, DeVere doing his thing with us. So, yeah, man, it's good to see you again. You been okay? How you been the last few days? What's been going on?
Clear up like some erroneous reports. All right. yes, I was caught on a golf course yesterday, but I wasn't really caught.
Paparazzi gotcha, huh?
So here's the deal. I was sick last week. On Thursday and Friday, I was under the weather. I was grinding through it. It wasn't anything horrible, but it got me, right? I don't know. I had texted with Ian Fitzsimmons, who was sick as well. It's going around, this and that. So we were kind of commiserating, between us about being sick. And the old, nobody gets sick when it's 90 degrees. It's ridiculous. The worst thing is the summer cold, right?
Right, yeah.
And so... But who knows? I felt a little rundown last week. And so I was sick Thursday, kind of grinded through it Friday, pushed myself a little too much Friday. Saturday wasn't feeling great. Gutted it out, went to the tailgate, wasn't feeling great. It was doing that show in 90-degree heat. I know no one's going to feel sorry for me. I'm just saying I wasn't at my best. That's all. I played a little injured. It's fine. That's what you do. And then Sunday, never left the house. Watched football from 9:30 in the morning, which is fine. I got treated to the Vikes comeback over the orange and fudge, which is very unlikely because Wentz turned into the former Wentz on that last drive. We'll talk to Tyvus about it at 1:30. And we had a scheduled makeup media day at Muirfield Village on Monday from the rain out from the summer. And I was one of those game time decision. I like to honor my commitments. Yeah. I know it's not a big deal. It's golf. I didn't have to do it. And walking that place is not the most thrilling thing for me anymore. But I told Scotty Vegas and Beam I was going to make a try at it, right? So I said, I'm going to show up. If I got to play 9 and split, that's fine. Or not play, see how I feel. Yeah. Wasn't feeling great. And then I convinced them, let's play a scramble. Let's not play our own ball today. So I was really like commissioner in this thing. Then I found out this late in the year when you're playing out there, scatter, baby. Get on those carts and go.
There we go.
If he wants to ride in the buggy, he should ride in the buggy.
That's what you needed.
And so I will never, ever play that place again as good as it was yesterday. I mean, it was like Muirfield Village Municipal. Driving up the T-box. I shouldn't say this too loud. I don't want this to get back, But anyway, we were everywhere. And we 3-man scrambled. We had a great day. It didn't matter whether you were OB off the tee. Somebody hit it in the fairway. So we decided, the three of us, what could 3 average schmoes shoot at Muirfield Village from the member tees if we played it legit.
Yeah.
And we crushed our target score. Tyler was out there shooting video, so we actually have some highlights of it if you want to suffer
I got to
through
check
that.
this out.
It's not out yet, but
it's got to be better than me missing all the half-court shots I, attempted to do. It's got to be better than that low-light reels, what I should call it.
The question becomes who's going to have full director cut editorial because there were some screw-ups. Yeah. But when you're playing a scramble, it doesn't matter. You're just going to the best ball. The caddies, Fro and Luke, were like, wait a minute, you're playing a scramble? This is the greatest day of our lives. Like, we won't rake a trap. Nothing. Like
everybody wins.
And remember, when you're playing out there and it's, out there is tough, the caddies have to go in like 3 different directions on a hole. Mm-hmm. Some guy can be OB, right? It does, it's a pain for them. And so, yes. So they tweeted out a picture yesterday, and I'm getting tweets like, I thought you had food poisoning. Somebody said you were sick. Way to lie. Where's the honor in this? Does this station have any honor?
Oh, Ian Fitzsimmons was basically hosting your funeral on the air yesterday. He offered many well wishes. He circled back to it, and then I go on Twitter later in the day, and I'm like, he's golfing.
Okay. It turned into a little bit of, you've guys seen Ferris Bueller's Day Off?
I have, yes.
All right.
No.
Oh. Now that's an upset.
I know.
Now that is an upset. I got to tell you. I figured definitely you, maybe him.
Because he catches on to some sneaky ones. But to not have Ferris Bueller checked off, that's an upset. It is TLC.
So it turned into save Ferris a little bit, save AR. Like that, everyone was passing the can here. Yeah. Like it was like throwing in some change.
All I was saying was you got some much deserved time off. Yeah. That's all I was saying.
Well, thanks for having my back. And I think Ian was generally concerned because we were texting.
Yeah.
And I'm not even 100% now, but that doesn't matter. I played golf, so don't feel sorry for me. If I was that sick, I shouldn't have played.
Yeah. And real quick, I'm going to whisper this.
Yeah.
We got a double. Both you guys played from Ian yesterday with DeVere. When we were doing our head.
Wait.
Yeah. You know how we got the sneaky.
Oh,
Maddie,
no, you didn't.
Yeah, we got a double.
No, you didn't.
So listen, folks, don't tell Uncle Ian. but we got a double. You guys played.
I knew this was going to be confusing for him, especially when DeVere filled in for you. Then it was automatic.
You guys played.
There it is.
Okay.
That's yesterday.
You guys played.
That's amazing.
I mean, technically, that's true. He's just not defining the level.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
In that case, all three of us played.
Exactly.
So I just wanted to clear that up. I was sick Thursday and Friday. Gutted it out Saturday. Stayed at home Sunday. Game time decision at the Village Monday. I'm sure a lot of you listening who like golf would have probably done the same.
For sure. And I think those people that were tweeting at you saying, you're supposed to be sick, I look at that as they just missed you on the airwaves. They just wanted you on the airwaves, man. But look, it's great to see you again. I'm glad that you got to get out to Jack's place again with Beamer and Timmy.
So Jack's place.
Yeah. Did you see him yesterday? Was he rolling around at all?
No.
Okay, he's probably in Florida. Right?
Maddie, my over-under on Jack's calendar days at the Village, including the week of the tournament, I'm going to say 9.5 a year.
Yeah.
That's my guess.
That feels about
I'm going to guess 7 for the tournament.
Right.
And then add 2 or 3, depending on which bet you'd like to make.
Yeah. I mean, if you're Jack, you can go where you want to go, when you want to go there. Look, we all love Columbus. This is what we talked about a lot with free agency, right? With some guys, especially with our jackets, right? It's like, hey, Columbus is great.
Well, you know what?
But when you got reach and money to go to a lot of different places.
But here's the deal, though.
I don't know if you're staying here all the time.
No. Okay, I agree with you on that take. We're good.
Oh, what did you think I was going to say?
Oh, no. I thought you were going to stump for Columbus being like a hot free agent destination.
Oh, no. Because AR and I think maybe I was on the board, maybe Bobby was on the show, but it was right around Panarin's free agency.
Yeah.
That was a very hot topic. And it was just like, we got to be real about where we live.
Do you remember my quote that week or that whole time during Panarin?
It was something to the effect of if you were 26 years old and you could pick where you wanted to go on a map.
Similar. TLC, I said to Maddie, you weren't here yet. I looked at him and I said, if you gave me $80 million in a map, I'm not putting the dart on Columbus, Ohio.
Yeah.
$80 million in a map.
That's totally fair.
Doesn't mean you cannot ever come back or go to a football game. And that was my point about Jack. I bet Jack goes to a game a year. I'm not positive on that, but that would be one of the days he would be back.
Okay.
Is if he could go to a game.
Okay.
And I got to tell you, I don't know where he is on the old Victory Bell lineup. He doesn't really have to be.
It's got to be.
He's dotted the I, for God's sake.
I was coming in
I almost think that's a come down.
Speaking of ringing the bell, I was coming in on Saturday to do the pregame show with DeVere and Dane and TLC. And
well, Matty Ice telling everyone how hard he works.
Tito and Reeser were talking about the Victory Bell.
Okay.
And I mentioned to them during the break how many people that work at the Fan would be even in consideration to do that. Bobby obviously is one.
It's team related. You have to be related to the team.
Well, Reeser said in time you would be on that list.
Okay, no. It's not media. It's not people who covered the team.
No, but just once you get, because at some point they're going to have to get past.
No.
Just hear me out. Just hear me out. They're going to have to get past all the all-timers, right?
You can't dilute it.
Here's the question.
You can never dilute it. You got to go into reruns.
How many times does Bobby Carpenter ring the bell before Anthony Rothman? Because you're saying recycle it, so you're saying Bobby multiple times before they even make it.
I'm saying never for me, 0. And I'm saying that Bobby will eventually probably get to do it if their strategy is that former player, former coach of any. See, here's what they've done now. They've gone to Ohio State celebrity athlete too, right? You don't have to be a football player. Clark Kellogg, Michael Redd, you don't have to be.
Yeah.
So they can go through their varsity O forever and invite people back.
But they don't have
Emmys. You guys are diluting this to the point where this has nothing to do with it. Has to be Ohio State related. You have to have been some sort of a big time coach, contributor, star, athlete, something in that realm.
You don't count as a contributor?
No. We're not contributing.
Yeah, listen, it was just an idea from Reeser. I liked it. You've been a big time focal point of media and sports entertainment in this for decades now. That's real. That is real.
Time doesn't make it worth it.
I think Bryce Harper would be a candidate, and I would say if he's a candidate, then so should you.
No.
I agree.
You guys are nuts, but that's very nice.
I want to start this. I want you to ring the victory bell.
Don't start anything.
I did throw the name Paul Keels out there.
Yes.
I think that will happen in time.
I would say either post-retirement or during if he were to announce, hey, this is my final season at the mic, then one of those games, I don't know, because his duties during the game, I don't know if that would.
No, he's going to announce a Hennessy partnership.
Yes, that's a big time thing, because that is the.
Oh, speaking of, I think you should do it before LeBron does it. LeBron didn't go here.
He'll get the invite.
Look at what he's contributed, though.
Yeah, he'll get the invite.
No.
What has he given them?
Correct.
Shoes and headphones.
Yeah, I would say that's.
When we went over there for
but
the show.
But you're giving us hot takes and fun stories.
And Emmys. He brought Emmys to the city.
Stories.
Come on, man. When we went over there for the basketball show with Coach Diebler and the gang, there is a whole LeBron wall in that hallway. So he'll definitely get the call. Listen, AR, we were just trying to get you some love,
I think it's a lot of fun. I was sick.
All.
You guys were being nice, and that's all.
Hey, we got some tickets to give away today. Winner's going to get 2 tickets to see Larry the Cable Guy at Mershon Auditorium Friday, February 20th. Tickets are on sale now through Ticketmaster.com. So if you are a Larry the Cable Guy or gal, stick with us. We got tickets for you.
All right, we're going to obviously go through. I thought, Ryan, listen, these press conferences have actually been very good. And these aren't throwaways. These aren't like he is really taking his time. He's a philosophizer. He's really kind of going at it. And they're coming off, obviously, a destruction of Minnesota. So at the top of the hour, we'll kind of get into that. We do have some Fool's Paradise to get to.
Yeah.
And I think the running back that's just piling up points on fantasy benches all over the place. Maybe you guys can pick out that name. I'll tell you next. Rothman and Ice on the Fan.
Tweet from a listener. Are you carrying the Buckeye game today? Considering we've never not carried one, yes. The answer is yes. The Fan.
Care Heating and Cooling. When you need a company you can trust, call 1-800-COOLING.
Hey, Central Ohio, it's Andrew from Home Team Solutions. And yes, we buy houses for cash the easy way. We've been buying houses for over 20 years and we've seen it all. Whether you've inherited a property, you're behind on payments, the house needs work, or just want to avoid the hassle of listing, we've got you covered. No repairs, no clean out, no stress, just a fair cash offer and you pick the closing date. We've helped hundreds of homeowners sell fast and hassle-free, and we're proud to have 5-star reviews all across Central Ohio and an A+ rating with the BBB. If you're ready to sell your house the easy way, call Home Team Solutions at 614-962-SELL. That's 614-962-7355, or visit us online at selltohometeam.com. Home Team Solutions, local, trusted, and family owned. Again, that's 614-962-SELL. 614-962-7355 or selltohometeam.com.
Is your money just lying around? Switch to Huntington Bank, and your money's always doing something. Like auto saving for special events, tracking your teen spending, and helping protect your parents from fraud. Let's get more from money. Switch to Huntington Bank. Welcome. Eligibility requirements apply. Some features may require enrollment.
Fraud in government is a crime, and it robs taxpayer dollars. I'm Ohio Auditor of State Keith Faber, and my job is to catch people that lie, cheat, and steal, report suspicious behavior, and help stop fraud. Learn the red flags, speak up, and protect your tax dollars by calling 1-866-FRAUD-OH.
And now, Public Education Matters with Ohio Education Association President Jeff Wensing.
As we celebrate Hispanic Heritage Month, we recognize the enormous contributions of Hispanic and Latino Americans in our country. And we recognize the importance of ensuring all students are respected and reflected in their curriculum. Let's make sure our students can be proud of who they are so they can dream big for the future.
Public Education Matters, brought to you by the Ohio Education Association.
The ONN Daily Podcast. Get a recap of all the day's news from across the state. The ONN Daily Podcast. Listen at ONNradio.com or wherever you download your favorite podcasts from the Ohio News Network.
We've all got our daydreams, right? Little things, big things, things you know one day you'll do. Then out of nowhere, cancer. And all your plans don't change a bit. I would know. I'm about to jump out of an airplane with my dad. Our first time skydiving solo, and my second year since starting cancer treatment at Ohio Health. All right, Dad, let's go. You keep making plans.
Visit ohiohealth.com/keep-making-plans.
Hey, it's Anthony Rothman here for Germain Honda of Dublin. So what's the difference? There are other Honda dealers around. Well, Rich Newsom and his team want to earn your trust. They don't expect it, and they earn it by giving you a great price, and then they back it up after the sale with same-day service, no appointment necessary, a great variety of brand new Hondas, and hundreds of pre-owned certified Hondas to choose from, all at the same location. Identify yours at GermainHondaofDublin.com. Germain Honda of Dublin, Sawmill Road, just south of 270.
My house has a new glow. I love my windows. Universal Windows Direct.
Common Man here. Right now, buy 2 windows, get 2 free. No interest for 3 whole years. Restrictions apply. Call 614-502-5220. Like me, you'll be saying, I love my windows.
Windows, they've got that brand new home effect. Universal Windows Direct.
Feeling stuck on your own 10-yard line in the career game? Maybe it's time to just go for IT. My Computer Career has the game plan to score a rewarding new IT career in months. Whether you're a rookie, a breakout career changer, or a military veteran ready to serve. Why spend years chasing a college degree when you can fast track your future in IT starting now? Take your mark, get set, go for IT. Take the free career evaluation at mycomputercareer.edu today. Financial aid is available to those who qualify, including VA benefits.
The Fan has a new tailgate destination. Join us before every home game at the O Patio and Pub on Lane.
Sponsored by your Central Ohio Ford dealers. Jameson Whiskey didn't go to college. And Coors Light.
See you Saturday, friends.
The Fan Guest Hotline is sponsored by Right Way Heating and Cooling and Bryant. Doing whatever it takes to keep you and your home comfortable. The Fan.
Let's scratch that fantasy football itch. It's Rothman and Ice's Fool's Paradise.
Sponsored by Buckeye Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing.
All right. Not great. Lost this week. Ran into, of all things, I run into the New Orleans Saints defense.
Yeah, how about that?
What is that?
Craziness.
Thanks,
It's
Jackson Dart. Just hand the ball to him. It'll be a lot faster and more effective.
5 turnovers in a row?
And a scoop and score.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I mean, it was a joke.
The Giants were the first team in a decade to give up 5 possessions give up 5 turnovers in 5 straight possessions.
Of all the teams to run into for me. Anyway, that got me. So I'm in 3rd. You're in 5th now.
Yeah, it's a wrap.
What's a wrap?
It's probably a wrap for me. Losing the Malik Neighbors thing is just absolutely brutal. Derrick Henry scraping by barely. What's really kind of hurting me is the up and down stuff from Jacoby Myers. Like, Jacoby Myers last year was a sneaky wide receiver pickup in fantasy. You turn the page, Geno's in the house, Pete Carroll's in the house. Seems like there'd be a little bit more structure there. Geno's been a mess, especially the last few weeks. So my wide receiver position's a little light right now for your boy. And so I think I got to start getting Stephon Diggs into the mix now after what he's been doing the last 2 weeks. So he got his revenge against Buffalo with his individual success and a team win on Sunday Night Football. So I've got some confidence now to throw him in there. So if you're like me and you've been looking at Stephon Diggs on your bench, I think it's time to get him in there now.
All right, 2 things. Did you guys, TLC, did you guess who I was talking about? A running back who's piling up points probably on people's bench.
No, I couldn't come up with that, to be honest with you.
Can I guess it?
Well, I'll give you the numbers first.
Yeah.
This running back in the first 5 weeks, I'll give you his games. 19.40, 22, 10.70, 17.50, 26.40. These are his numbers.
26.
And he's on the bench. You don't know my team. He's on my bench.
Okay,
that's why I know this more than anyone. And when I drafted him, I didn't love it, but it was a throw in at the end. And I said to Maddie, all right, he's a droppable piece. And then he's like, hey, wait. The first game was against Philly.
Yes.
He said, wait. And I'm like, all right, I'll wait. And then pops off.
Oh. Is it Javonte Williams?
It is. Javonte Williams has been on my bench for 5 weeks.
And he keeps balling.
And all he does is ball out. Yeah. So
he gets in the end zone a lot, right?
Yeah. And he gets in the end zone a lot more than right now. For me, well, I was going to say James Cook, but you got to play him. Achane might be able to sit instead of Javonte. Or here's the one thing I'll get you guys' advice on. He's not just now a sell high guy. He's as consistent as anyone in fantasy.
Yeah, I'd keep him. I would keep him.
Or trade him.
If I were you. Depends on what your depth is like, right? If you've got depth at the running back position on your roster,
I do.
Move on from him. Javonte Williams right now tied for second in the National Football League in rushing touchdowns.
Would you trade Achane or Javonte?
I would get off the Achane train. You know, I wasn't big on that just because of the vibes around Miami.
Catches
now
passes.
Their team is team's a mess. Their team is a mess. So yeah, I wouldn't be mad at moving on if you got the handcuff of Ali Gordon, which is kind of crazy to say out loud right now after 5 weeks.
Yeah. The other guy that I want to ask you guys, who is the most disappointing draft pick right now? I think I have one. And not to the fault of the drafter.
Oh, my gosh.
Can I
disappoint? It's got to be A.J. Brown.
That's what I was going to say.
Yeah.
No, it's not. It's a guy who was drafted higher.
Say, Gibbs?
Actually, you know what?
No, you guys.
You may have just said it. I hear that Saquon is on pace for like 960 yards this year or something.
I wasn't thinking of Saquon because I think he'll be fine.
When I
So
say
it's got to be. He was drafted higher than A.J. Brown, and you could probably cut him.
Chase Brown?
Chase Brown.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yep. And the Bengals are averaging, listen to this, 57 rushing yards a game as a team.
It's bottom in the league.
As a team.
Yeah, dead last in the league.
He hasn't had a 50-yard game this year.
Yeah, he caught a bunch of passes but didn't go anywhere this past week. I think he got 7 receptions in the game but went nowhere. I think he had like 30 yards in the game.
I mean,
better be in PPO.
And Maddie and I both loved him. You were really high on him. In fact, you thought if he was there, you were going to take him over Henry, I think.
After what I saw last year, I had the confidence to do that, and the difference between Henry and Chase were the catches, like the PPR stuff. Is you just get a higher ceiling, and he's explosive. And so the offensive line can't do anything right now, and defenses aren't respecting the offense as a whole, especially at the quarterback position. So, yeah, he's definitely in a tough spot. Big-time injury happening in the running back position.
Oh, yeah.
Amarian Hampton is now going on IR. So if you need some running back help, I mean, I think you take a swing at Hassan Haskins or Kamani Vidal, 2 running backs that'll now be in the rotation
Vidal Sassoon
for the Chargers. So yeah, I'd take a look at those guys if you are an Amarian Hampton owner. Also, the Alvin Kamara, Kendre Miller situation is getting interesting for me, with Kendre Miller getting a nice amount of touches against the Giants. And so he had 10 carries in the game. He played a season-high 39% of the snaps. And so something to monitor there. That's an interesting name for me right now. It's Kendre Miller for the New Orleans Saints.
I'm going to go put in a waiver claim for this Kamani Vidal right now.
All right.
Well, one of them.
Yeah.
Haskins or Vidal.
I already got Haskins.
Okay.
Let me give you another pop culture reference. I mean, pop culture, and see if TLC can get it. It's not a movie, but it's based on what I just said a minute ago.
Okay.
So a power core for you, one power core. Those things are expensive.
Core power.
How much
or
are
whatever
those
they.
things?
Oh, is it core power?
How much are they?
Oh, off of the Fan Cafe, they're like $5.50.
We sell them up there?
Yeah, they're up in the fridge.
What, we mark them up?
$5.50 for
why
one
wouldn't
of
they
those?
just buy them at what they cost us and then sell it for what it costs? We're making profit off the employees.
Off of us, yeah.
That's tough. That's a tough look.
We're marking up stuff in the cafe.
Yeah, that's tough.
It's
all right.
It'll get you.
All right.
Which is why I haven't ordered one yet.
Who is Vidal Sassoon?
Oh.
Have you ever heard the name? Just to see if he can get it. Who was he? What is he? What's he up to? You ever heard? Okay.
Is he a
so when you
dictator?
said, what's the running back's name?
Kamani Vidal.
Kamani Vidal. And then I dropped a very subtle Vidal Sassoon.
Vidal Castro?
Okay. Not a dictator.
Okay.
It's a famous hairdresser.
Hairdresser?
Yes, who made probably umpteen millions in shampoo and whatever else.
Good for him.
Yeah. All right. Good for him. All right. No power core or core power. You're still paying full retail and more.
There may be a line about that guy in California Love. I got to go look up those lyrics.
Okay.
He may get name dropped.
Pretty successful. All right. We come back, top of the hour. We'll get a fan sports update here. We'll get into our presser, Maddie, of Ryan Day, and he is not ready to buy into this. We'll tell you next. Rothman and Ice on the Fan.
Just when you thought afternoons couldn't get any dumber.
You fellas been doing a bit of boozing, have you?
Common Man and Timmy.
Weekdays from 3 to 6.
Your home for dumb. The Fan.
Dormar, you're kind of hero. When your furnace or air conditioner is broke, we come out that same day. Dormar, home the Tin Man.
Hey guys, it's Bobby Carpenter here. Are you feeling low energy, trouble focusing, less interest in the things you used to enjoy? How about this? Less strength. It could be low testosterone. Affinity Whole Health is offering free labs to check your testosterone levels. These labs, they're normally $99, but in the month of October, they are free. Sign up now at feelgreatcolumbus.com. Learn why I and thousands of other men trust the experts at Affinity Whole Health. Go to feelgreatcolumbus.com and feel like yourself again.
Timmy Hall and AI Common Man here for Hollywood Casino Columbus and the ESPN Bet Sportsbook.
This ain't one of them, Timmy.
It's not the show, it's a spot. All October, we're watching our football team on Saturdays and the tailgate buffet.
Ooh, Mikey likey. Plus, they've got the 3 apps for $12 deal, and you can beat the crowds and reserve a table.
Yes, do that at HollywoodColumbus.com. And we got a special offer this month. Become a new member of our rewards program on the ESPN Penn Play app and get a $20 dining credit.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Earn 2% cash back on purchases and pay 0% APR on balance transfers for 15 months with a new Kemba Financial Credit Union Visa. That's more rewards and less interest. Apply at Kemba.org. For purchases and balance transfers made in the first 90 days, restrictions apply. APR equals annual percentage rate. Variable and subject to change. Equal opportunity lender expires 10/31/25.
People can't say enough amazing things about Vanscoy Hair Clinics. Men and women struggle with hair loss every day, and they completely change their lives. Vanscoy Hair Clinics is the only company in Ohio that has PRP, platelet-rich plasma, and the multi-unit hair grafting hair transplant procedure. Go to vanscoyhair.com for more info or call 614-432-8042. Here's what some of their hair transplant clients have said.
Around 26, 27, I lost almost all of my hair on top. It changed my life in ways that I could not imagine.
My hair is going to continue growing for the rest of my life.
There is hope that you can do something about your hair loss.
Multi-unit hair grafting gives you 3 times more hair per procedure, saving you time and money. Hair transplants are more affordable than ever, and PRP is a fast, easy, and effective 45-minute treatment for thinning or damaged hair. Call Vanscoy for a free consultation, 614-432-8042, or visit vanscoyhair.com. That's 614-432-8042. Find out what procedure will restore your hair.
Hear that? That's the sound of saving a good deal more when you shop with M-Perks at Meijer. Some delicious Cosmic Crisp apples, money saved. Meijer Essential Paper Towels, that's money saved. Savings, savings, savings. Because every dollar spent is also 10 points earned in M-Perks, which you can use to save on your next grocery trip or up to $1 off per gallon on your next tank of gas. At Meijer, we work hard to help you save a good deal more for a whole lot less. That's bringing more good to life. Exclusions apply. See mperks.com for details.
Around here, it's all or nothing. And Toyota's got more all-wheel drive choices than anybody. Now through November 3rd, get 4.75 APR financing on remaining new 25 Corolla gas models. Excludes GR and Corolla Cross. Or lease a gas-powered 26 Corolla LE for $209 a month for 36 months with $36.99 due at signing. With approved credit through TFS. Tax, title, and license extra. Call 1-888-36-TOYOTA for details or go to Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
Dormar, you're kind of hero.
Broadcasting from the Lindsay Honda Studios.
Honda makes the cars. Lindsay makes the difference. Visit lindsayhonda.com.
WBNS-FM, HD1 Columbus.
Good afternoon, I'm Tyler Danberg. Today, the United Football League announced the Columbus Aviators as one of its 3 new franchises starting in March of 2026. The Aviators will call historic Crew Stadium home. The NHL season begins tonight. Blackhawks visit the repeat defending champion Panthers at 5, Penguins and Rangers at 8, then the Avalanche and Kings at 10:30. NLDS Monday, Dodgers took a 2-0 series lead with a 4-3 win at the Phillies. Brewers are also up 2-0 after a 7-3 victory versus the Cubs. ALDS today, Mariners at the Tigers at 4:08, series tied up at 1. Blue Jays travel to the Yankees at 8:08. Toronto can sweep New York and advance to the ALCS with a win. This update is sponsored by Dr. Mark Levy. If you're snoring and not sleeping, call Dr. Mark Levy's office at 1-800-MORE-SLEEP. That's 1-800-MORE-SLEEP or online at sleepbettercolumbus.com.
There's nothing like ripping off your pants and enjoying some lobster bisque. This is Rothman and Ice.
All right, hour number 2. We'll get into the Ryan Day presser, some NFL headlines, a Bengals move that got us curious, Tyvis Powell this hour, and a lot more. Real quickly, they must have heard me ripping the cafe markup because now there's free pizza up there, and the email just went out. So I looked at TLC, and this is the way we stick it to the man. This is the way we get him back. Mm-hmm. They're marking up his power core up there, like selling it way above retail, like it's some car that rolled out online, like, and there's only 100. And we're not paying above sticker on regular cafe items up there. And so now we have to get them. Mm-hmm. So you, in the next commercial break, we're going to send you up there, and you got to go through like 3 checkpoints. For people who don't know, like now there's no free reign anymore here.
Oh, I have to go get my key card from my desk.
Yeah, but you have to go through. This isn't a 1 checkpoint thing.
Oh yeah,
there's like 2 or 3 to get to the pizza, and then you got to bring one back because I could use a little.
The email said there. Plenty left.
Okay.
So I don't think they'd be upset if I just grabbed one. I assume that means there are multiple trays.
Yeah, because the food we get, it sits around here all day anyway.
Yeah.
Like rarely does everything
might as well be getting
eaten. So yeah, bring down here a whole pie for my boy AR.
It's a
the
full
next
staff email that went out at 12:56. If he gets up there in 10 minutes from now, that's
I told you, if you promise not to swear in this segment,
it's going to be nice.
It's a 15
we can finish this segment eating.
We can finish this segment. AR, you're going to get
it's like
something. I just don't know if it's going to be exactly what you want.
I don't know what movie reference I want to make, but like we gave him a 15-minute head start. This is a very like fugitive.
Oh yeah.
Like every outhouse, doghouse.
That's my favorite movie.
Yeah. Oh,
The Fugitive.
Okay. Is it better than Heat? Yes. All right. This is the plan. 10 minutes.
I think he should go now. I think he should trust us.
You got to leave
to go now.
I can't authorize. Are you going to authorize
I'll
that?
take the blame if anything goes bad.
I don't want him to leave. I want him part of the segment.
Should I do this like a secret?
In 3 minutes.
Should I do this like a secret mission?
The over-under is 3 minutes?
This is like
This is like sending Bobby to Kroger running across. Did I ever tell you that?
No. Should I call into the show and like just report from upstairs?
It would be interesting.
When we were in the brewery district.
Let's just see what it sounds like.
When we were in the brewery district.
He doesn't even want to hear your story.
I'm telling everybody else.
I can hear you.
When we were in the brewery district, Bobby claimed that he could run from the front of Kroger to the upstairs studio in a certain amount of time. I don't know.
I believe it was a commercial break.
Oh,
I'm pretty sure it was a commercial break.
And I said to him, there's live traffic.
Yeah.
This isn't midnight. It's not like, and he didn't care.
No.
I said, just a glancing blow off the front fender of someone like slide over the hood like this is a movie, like you're Dirk Diggler.
He would have bounced right back. He would have got off the mat quickly. This is when Bobby's always been in great shape, but Bobby at that time looked like he could go out there and play some snaps if you needed him to.
Sprinting across
we had the
parking lot.
The full brick aisleway that you had I know you remember in that parking lot. Yeah. So there was a cleanish lane.
Cleanish. You're darting out from behind parked cars. The people that are driving can't see you.
I believe, though, before the follow the yellow brick road that there were some stop signs before you got to that. But regardless of what we're saying, he made it during a commercial break, which was incredible.
Real quick, check 1, 2. What does this sound like?
All right, this is unbelievable. This is a first.
Doesn't sound too bad.
Dispatching
honestly.
TLC upstairs to pilfer some pizza.
Yeah.
To bring it back, to get back at the man here.
We really got our priorities in order around here.
You're getting a little feedback now, so you're going to have to either turn off your mic and then just stay on the phone.
The microphone is off until, no, I just turned it on.
All right.
All right. Well, I think we do this. I think you go. And we'll have you live on the air.
All right.
All right, tell me, am I still getting feedback?
This is like sending your little brother into like shoplift or
That's your
something.
little
Like this is
brother?
like weird.
I'm at my desk. I got my key card.
Yeah.
I'm going up to accomplish the mission.
All right.
Things we do for
Let me
food
ask you
around
this:
here.
Are you going to like loiter a little bit and see what like toppings and things, or you already know what I want? So,
Oh, the Nashville hot chicken, baby.
yeah, I'm just wondering whether you're going to be able to identify that and then take an entire pizza out of there.
I don't think he says
If I
anything to
can,
him.
I will.
All right.
I think you just go and it's a grab and go.
All right.
You take a peek and
Yes.
go.
Scan
I
and
feel like
go.
the longer that I loiter and the longer I ask questions, I feel like that makes it suspicious. So I'm just going to do it.
You
I
also
think being
gotta-
on the phone is actually a good cover.
It always is.
I think this is also a good test of which of our coworkers actually listen to the show.
And our bosses.
Or management.
Yeah.
Like,
hopefully you don't see
like, hey
fish on the
guys,
way.
that was a really
So far,
stupid.
no one's
That was a
turned their
really
head yet.
stupid bit.
But you're right.
We
AR.
didn't plan it.
The phone and the headphones is always a good, like, hey, I can't talk right now, even if you're not on the phone. Like, I
Ooh,
played
that's
that
a good
card a
move,
couple
you're right.
times.
Have you really?
Oh, yeah. Like, going into somewhere
We
where
got
it's like,
so many pieces.
oh, it's pizza's on deck. You're
Let's
good.
see.
What are you looking at up there?
By the way, that's a gong. You just saying that you fake being on the phone so you don't have to talk to people?
I don't think I'm the only one. The
Like,
headphones.
where do you do this? That you need to do this?
I'm not seeing Nashville's hot chicken, Rothman.
All right. Well,
I'm seeing some good stuff.
all right.
Bring my
Give me
boy
something
Azar.
semi-healthy. Maddie knows. All right.
I can bring.
Just
I'll bring this down.
all right.
Looks like we got some sort of chicken and blue cheese, buffalo chicken,
Not a
maybe.
huge blue cheese guy.
You can pluck that off.
Crumbles.
Yeah, you can pluck
Just
that off.
sprinkles. All right.
yeah,
I'm
AR
not going to get picky. You
It's a
bring it down.
card that I think you can play.
I'm bringing out a couple plates too.
Like
Actually,
that.
you know what? I found 3 plates.
All right,
I'm bringing
good.
out some plates.
All right, good. Yeah,
All right, so there's nobody there.
he'll be back. He'll be
All
back.
right, so it was easier than I
Couple
thought.
minutes. Yeah. We'll see you in a second, TLC.
All right.
Well, there's one guy there, but I didn't know his name, so
All right.
I just kind of kept it
Are
moving.
you going to hang up and listen, or are you going to stay on?
Ask him if he's one of those DJs around here.
No, I got to make sure that you guys don't cuss.
What can you do from there?
Exactly.
There's no dump button on your cell phone.
Well, I don't know.
Yeah, right.
I'd go over there and dump it for
Actually, you know what? I should
You'd
hang
have
up
enough time.
because I'm going to have to.
What is the delay, by the way? What is the delay? How many seconds would Maddie have?
16 seconds.
Oh,
yeah, we're good.
Crawl over there.
Go ahead. Let it fly right now.
Just-
Do it.
I like to let the expletives fly.
Hey, the FCC, if the government's still shut down, they're not working.
Not even listening. All right. Well, that's a very good point. Maybe the best point he's made.
All right, we'll see you in a second.
All right.
I'm going to hang up and listen. See you.
Okay, thank you.
Long-time listener, first-time caller.
So
TLC.
Ryan Day on the presser today talked about the noise,
Oh, yeah.
and he dropped a line. I think we're getting set up. And he goes, if I hear anybody say how good we are, it's our job to make sure that it's process over results. And he went through the great cliches about bringing it every week. And there are a couple things. So when he went through this line of we're getting set up, if I hear anybody say how good we are and I don't want any of that, it's not about that. The follow-up that needed to be asked,
Yeah.
which would have been so funny, would have been, well, do you think you're number one? Because you're not being set up. You either are right now or you aren't. And now he would dodge it and say, that's not up to me. I'm not voting. Well, I guess he is voting, right? Technically, he is.
Yeah, he is.
So actually, you know what? There is a natural follow-up. Did you vote your team number one?
Would have loved to
Because
hear his
if he
answer to that.
voted his team number one, then who's setting up whom?
The call's coming from inside the house.
That's right. It's hysterical. It was such a hysterical moment, and I was like jumping through, like, Maddie, I was looking at you going, please, somebody ask him if he voted his team number one.
Yeah.
He is right. He's absolutely right. The other really funny moment, I thought, was when he talked about process over results, and he said, they're not pros yet. And then he caught himself and said, I mean, the world is changing. That's what he said.
That it is.
Translation, they're getting paid like it, but they're not officially pros.
No, they're not. And the transfer portal offers a little bit of the free agency vibe to it. It's not an apples to apples thing. And you have the length of the season now, right? When you're a program like Ohio State, you're expected to play 14, 15, 16 games a year. It absolutely is mirroring what we see in the NFL. But going back to your comment about Coach Day and them being set up for all the praise that they're getting, we know what he's doing as a coach. It's the same thing he does every single week where he says, we got a long way to go. We got a lot of work to do. He doesn't want that type of complacency setting in. You've always had a great line on the show. Complacency comes to collect, and that's a real thing. And when Coach Day was saying that today, it reminded me of when Nick Saban threw the whole rat poison thing out there, right? And the quote was, there's two different versions of rat poison. The one where they're telling you that you're going to win, their mindset becomes all we got to do is show up and play. It usually doesn't work that way. So that's what Coach Day is trying to avoid to this point. I just don't think this team, to me, is cut from that type of cloth to where they're going to get complacent at this point, because this is the same crew that turned the page from last year's national championship and wanted to take all that stuff down in the Woody and, yes, respect what last year's team did, but create their own identity. And so I think the best thing for this team is the attention that they have to pay to Illinois this week, because I think they've earned some respect at this point around college football. But I just don't see this team as a team, AR, that's going to relax and take their foot off the gas. That's not on my radar right now for this unit.
Best thing you can say about this team right now is their consistency. Now, they've been consistent in a couple ways. They've been consistently slow starters when they're getting away with it.
Yeah. And
that's something certainly they would love to be better at. I mean, Minnesota won the toss and took the ball. They're like, PJ Fleck's like, you know what? We're swinging.
Blanket. We got nothing to lose.
Let's go. Let's try to put some points on the board. And guess what? Drake Lindsay diced him up right down there. And what happens with underdogs, and they were a pretty severe underdog, almost 24 points, it's not that Minnesota couldn't push them for a half. Like, it depends how much Ohio State really wants to open it up and do things and where the situational. But Lindsey played really well. If Lindsey on that rollout hits that guy, it's a touchdown. He hits him in stride, it's a touchdown. It was a bad throw. He missed him. And they got to settle for 3. And Ohio State comes down and they test their kicker on a 50-yard and he misses. And guess what? Fielding didn't have to kick any 50-yarders last year. Maybe he was 0 for 1. He was very good 40 to 49. He was like 7 for 8. But they didn't have to kick a lot of long kicks. And so one day, will they have to? Ryan Day's talking about all that stuff. So they've been very consistent, and they've handled every test. And the one thing I would like to see is, and Julian Sayan's been an absolute gamer, the fact that he stood in there up like 3 scores and took a hit in motion, which is unnecessary, but it shows how gutsy he is. But if I'm the coach, like, I would love to ask Ryan Day today, in that moment, you have to applaud that, but would you rather see him when a guy's barreling down straight at him and he's going to launch you deep down the middle? Don't.
It's like
fake him. Pump, fake, and move.
Right.
Either take the, like, I don't want you getting hit like that. And there was another run, Maddie, on the sideline. We're saying again, no reason to take that hit. But he wanted to be a physical football player. He could have just danced out of bounds. He's too damn important.
For sure.
I would say to him twice, I don't need either one of those.
It's like last year when Will was just talking on record about, hey, I don't care how many times I got to run the ball. I'm willing to do it. I'm not going to run away from contact. And we're just like, okay, like, that's great to hear. And you respect the heck out of it. But to what you just said at the end there, like, you're too important to the team. So you got to be smart in all of those situations. But that's what the position's going to require sometimes, right? Is you're going to have that free runner, that free blitzer coming at you, and you have to just stay in there and just take it. And for Julian, you saw that a couple times, I thought, on Saturday. So his development on the fly, I think, has been really, really good. But I think that also is something that his teammates can respect too, right? Is that when they go back out there and look at that on film, whether that's Sunday or Monday, whenever that was, and I'm sure Coach Day and Coach Hartline highlighted, look at what your quarterback's doing. I think that can add a jolt of energy and respect into that locker room, but more importantly, have guys looking at Julian and saying he absolutely is the guy. We got breaking news right now that involves both the Browns and the Bengals. And this is pretty eye-opening. We will talk about it next. It's Rothman and Ice right here on The Fan.
Winners of the prestigious Platinum Microphone Award every year, given to the best radio station in the world. No need to look it up. It's real. The Fan.
Listen up, football fans. You won't want to miss this. Right now, new Bet365 customers bet $5 and get $200 in bonus bets, win or lose, so you could turn that $200 into something bigger when you bet on money lines, spreads, totals, or player props.
$200 in bonus bets when new customers bet just $5. It's the only betting app I use. Download the app and see why it's never ordinary at Bet365. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in Ohio. Terms and conditions apply. In-app only.
All the folks at Buckeye, night or day. The kitchen drain has had enough. The toilet's called it quits. The faucet in the master bath, it's throwing childish fits.
In a flash, I'm at your door to win your water war. I battle leaks and clogs and drips until they are no more.
Free service call with your plumbing repair.
Call 614-683-9911. Call the folks at Buckeye, night or day.
Buckeyes, the 2025 football season is here, and that means three things: football, game day, and smooth Jameson whiskey. Whether you're catching the game at home, at your neighborhood bar, or soaking up the team spirit at a tailgate, Jameson Ginger and Lime and Ohio State Athletics are a winning combo. So cheers to making game days even better with the official whiskey of the fans. Jameson, proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics. Taste responsibly.
Jameson Irish Whiskey, product of Ireland. 40% alcohol by volume, 80 proof. Copyright 2025, imported by John Jameson Import Company, New York, New York.
Folks, it's Austin Ward here. In the spirit of Halloween, Awaken 180 is offering free consultations all month long. It's scary how easy losing weight can be. I've done it. Find out for free. Call to book your free Awaken 180 consultation at 844-346-1800.
Welcome to Tire Discounters. Oh, hiya, Phantom.
Mike, I think I saw a fox on my way in.
Oh, that was the Carfax Carfox. He was congratulating us on our Carfax Top-Rated Service Center Award.
I have always rated Tire Discounters at the very top.
Oh, thanks. So does Carfax. And not just for tires, but for all our services, too.
Alignment, brakes, shocks, and struts, and more.
Yes, sir.
But, Mike, do you think people believe Carfax over me?
Well, you are the Phantom Tire buyer.
Exactly.
Bobby Carpenter here for Germain Toyota. Swing by Germain Toyota and ask for Marcello and discover unbeatable deals and a wide selection of new and certified pre-owned Toyota vehicles. Visit them at germaintoyota.net. Germain Toyota on the corner of I-70 and Bryce Road.
AmeriHealth Caritas Ohio is your Medicaid plan for more. More benefits, more rewards. We know that good health means more than just seeing a doctor when you're sick. Eligible members can receive extras like home-delivered meals and family essentials, like baby carriers and kids' school supplies. Members can even earn rewards for playing mobile health trivia games. Learn more at AmeriHealthCaritasoh.com and call the Ohio Medicaid Consumer Hotline at 1-800-324-8680 to choose AmeriHealth Caritas Ohio.
Helping a new driver get ready for their road test? Here's a convenient new way to make the most of your 50 hours of required practice driving time. The Road Ready Ohio app, available now at no cost to new drivers and their families. Road Ready Ohio keeps track of your driving experience together, providing feedback and safe driving tips. It even generates the documentation you need for the Ohio BMV. The Road Ready Ohio app, free to download in the Apple and Google App Stores.
Do you have foot pain? Foot pain is not normal regardless of your age or job. Podiatric physicians are the most qualified doctors to care for your feet and can provide important foot care solutions or shoe inserts to better manage foot pain. Ohio Foot and Ankle Medical Association podiatric physicians are located throughout the state and are dedicated to providing the highest quality foot and ankle care. We've been serving the profession and the public for over 100 years. For more information or to find a member of the Ohio Foot and Ankle Medical Association near you, visit ohiofoot.org.
The regular season is getting closer. A new goal, a new challenge, a new season. Blue Jackets hockey comes your way in 2 days. Proud to be your flagship home for the Columbus Blue Jackets. The Fan, Ohio sports destination. Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Don't forget the umbrella at home. A soggy day ahead for us with scattered showers and thunderstorms, some which could have heavy downpours. Afternoon highs only getting into the low 70s. Then for tonight, eventually the rain tapers off overnight with our lows in the 50s. Wednesday will have a lot more sunshine in it. However, temperatures will be significantly cooler, only getting in the mid to upper 60s. For the Fan, I'm meteorologist Meredith Garfalo with the 10 weather impact forecast.
Bet365, the official online sports book of Rothman and Ice. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
Their live golf team name is Ice Dogs. You're listening to Rothman and Ice.
This is history. Not the players, the teams. It's not the trade. It's the helmets. If this is true, which I guess it is, Shefty just tweeted it, this is the first time that the Cincinnati Bengals and the Cleveland Browns have ever pulled off a trade. They've tried in the past. The Browns are giving up Flacco, which makes sense. He can't do them any good anymore. The surprising part about this is that anybody really wanted him. It's not like he's been lighting it up. And if he had, the Browns wouldn't even consider getting rid of him because he's a veteran quarterback. What this tells me is that Cincy isn't ready to punt on their season. It doesn't mean that Flacco can save them. He really can't, not behind that offensive line. What this tells me more is that Browning, who obviously I liked a while back when he was filling in, could not meet the moment. And it's not all his fault. The O-line was trash, but he's made some horrific throws. It's just a combination. Even though he brought him back a little bit last week because the script said they could, but this tells me that they're not ready to say, hey, one of our younger guys, you're in now. Like, they're not in any development phase. They're not looking. They don't have a Shadur or a Dylan Gabriel. They feel like, hey, let's see if we have the future. They have no future. They have no present. Right. The future is Burrow, and he's done, at least for a long time. And so they got a guy, Matty, who's been in the league for, 18 years or whatever it's been.
It's been a minute, yeah.
The sad part is that he needs a pocket more than anybody.
Yeah, so before we get to the trade, or obviously before I give my take on the trade, there was a breadcrumb to follow this morning because a few hours ago, there was news coming out of Cincinnati that they released Mike White. And we were getting ready for the show, and I was just like, guys, do you think this is them gearing up to make a move? And we were kind of like, they made another roster decision, maybe not. But I guess that was the breadcrumb to follow because now here we are. And so I think the trade in total looks like Flacco to Cincinnati. The Browns are going to receive a 2026 fifth-round pick and so the Browns are going to get a 2026 fifth-rounder, and Cleveland sent Flacco in a 2026 sixth-rounder to Cincinnati, and the Bengals will be on the hook, it looks like, for about $800,000 of Flacco's remaining salary. So that is what it is there with the money part of this. And so you just had to get somebody else in there to give a new look to defenses, but also I think to change just the energy a little bit of the team. Because I think when you get to this point, when you keep going down this road of the same guy making the same mistakes and just really bad mistakes the way Jake Browning was, that's just an energy killer to me, to the team on both sides of the ball. So now you get an adult in the room. You get a guy that's played a ton of ball.
Thank you, Jimmy Haslam.
As you mentioned. And I think a guy with arm talent that can cater to the strength of your team. How consistently he's going to be able to do that, we shall see. After what we saw in Cleveland the first few weeks, I don't think it's going to be great, but I do think it's going to be better than what Jake Browning was providing, at least with the decision-making part of it, because Flacco has obviously more experience and more time on task. So, yeah, shocking. Like, if I told TLC during the break, if you would have given me a whole bunch of quarterbacks to guess who Cincinnati would trade for, I don't know if my mind would have gone to Joe Flacco. that the Browns and the Bengals would do business right now, but the Bengals are desperate, and they had to do something, and now Joe Flacco is that something.
Please make Week 18 matter somehow. Like, I would love, although Burrow would be back by then. And it won't matter, because if it does matter, Joe would be the one quarterbacking. Now, I'm not his doctor. Maybe he wouldn't be healthy by then. Maybe he wouldn't want to risk it.
The initial diagnosis was a minimum of 3 months.
He would risk it. He would risk it if that game mattered. Of course he would. I mean, if he can play. I'm not, I just feel like it's an easy decision. You either are in it mathematically, and if he's healthy enough to play, he'll play, or you're out of it mathematically, and even if he's healthy, then he won't play. Like, you wouldn't risk it.
Yeah,
then.
I think that if there's something on the line for Cincinnati,
it's
that
too
could
bad they don't play a little sooner.
Push them into the postseason. I could see Joey B absolutely trying to give it a go.
Because Flacco beating the Browns, if they played earlier,
oh my God,
would be one of the unbelievable. It wouldn't really matter in the big scheme of things because neither team's probably going to the playoffs.
Yeah.
But that's what we need. We needed that game earlier. That's the sad part. Flacco may not even be healthy by then. They may not even throw him in week like it.
Or what if the Browns
that game.
beat him and the Bengals get a better draft pick out of it? So it's almost like winning in reverse.
That's true too. But I'm with Maddie. I would not have guessed of cheap veterans. And I don't know how cheap all these guys are, but this had more of a, they wanted the veteran part.
So do you think they chose Flacco over Russell Wilson, or do you think the Giants would have been asking for more? Because you know that Joe Flacco was not the only phone call they made.
I would have to imagine they did make calls out to New York for both of them. Like I was team Jameis Winston for both, because I think the style of play that Joe is going to provide is pretty similar to what Jameis is as a quarterback, pro style, big type of arm. But I was just in it for the entertainment aspect of it as well. Like if you're going to be bad to mid, like at least be entertaining doing that.
Funny bad.
Yeah, exactly. And Jameis would have provided that, but maybe the asking price was a little too rich. And then they looked around the market and said, hey, there's a guy up there in Cleveland that is a vet that just lost his job. Is he available? They clearly made the call. They worked out the draft capital, and now here we are. And I'm assuming he's going to start Sunday, like on the road, right?
Is he Baker Mayfielding this thing?
I think he's got to play Sunday. And I think that's another reason why you go get a guy like this, that maybe there's similarities within the offense. Like, I think if you make this move, what's today? It's Tuesday? Yeah, I think Flacco's starting on Sunday. You think it's Jake again?
I remember when Jimmy Garoppolo went from New England to San Francisco, it took him a few weeks before they actually started him.
They can't
it
wait.
Wouldn't be the most...
Well,
can't wait.
All right, fair enough.
They can't.
And San Francisco could at the time,
because you got a short week, and maybe you guys are right. Maybe they do let Jake do this for one more.
He wasn't horrible in the second half,
but the body of work is just nasty.
That's the big question. What is Zach Taylor going to say about Jake Browning at his next press conference? Talk about how much he believes in him again.
I always say coaches and players are professional liars.
Yeah,
like
they have to be.
They have to do that on record. So maybe you guys are right. Maybe he doesn't play this Sunday. I think he should, but you're on a short week. You got the Steelers next Thursday, and he's definitely playing in that game. He's got to.
Oh, yeah.
Let me ask you this. Where is Deshaun in all this? Is he healthy?
Ish.
You know what, AR? Real quick, I love that you asked this question.
Like, why?
Because does this speak to
oh my God,
a little bit of, hey, he's doing good with his rehab. Not that we're going to rely on him, but as far as him maybe being some type of backup in time, like the confidence to move on
the roster
to Flacco, because now it's just two rookies in that room, and they're going to make another move.
Yeah.
The Browns. Maybe there's a guy on the practice squad already that'll get the call up. But I like that you brought up that question, because this may speak to a little something that behind the scenes things are going. It doesn't matter though. It really doesn't.
No, this year is about finding out if Dylan's the guy or if Shador's going to get his shot.
Right.
But Flacco to the Bengals, I just don't know how he. Maybe he provides a little more stable. You talk about arm talent, veteran,
still available?
He can't move though. So that offensive line, that's bad right now.
And they can't run to help him.
That's not going to look any better. He's not going to be able to elude any type of pressure. But
where's your guy, Mason Rudolph?
Phenomenal. Is he still?
I think he's still there.
He's still
Did he come back?
He's still your back.
I think it's
He went to the Titans for 1 year.
I think it's an Aaron Rodgers, Skylar Thompson, Mason Rudolph quarterback group.
Skylar Thompson. That sucks.
I think that you guys have.
I mean, you have to have a fairly decent depth chart behind Rodgers because who knows? But
I'll tell you who feels good right now. I think Jamar Chase and T. Higgins are happy.
I'm
Because
dead
they know
serious.
that if they can
What
give
is
him time,
Tyler, What's Tyler Huntley up to?
I think he's back in Baltimore.
Really?
I think he is. He just gets
backing up Cooper Rush.
I think he is back over.
God, what a disaster!
Well, he's getting checks. Man.
Where's Brissett?
I have
Washington?
no idea.
Like, I'm trying to think of some of these guys that you could have gotten.
I can
might
picture
be able to.
if I close my eyes right now. I can picture Jacoby Brissett in almost every NFL uniform. I have no idea which one he currently plays for.
Not the Patriots, though. That's the uniform that I think of when I close my eyes.
I guess it wouldn't be Washington because Mariota's playing for him. Arizona?
I have no idea. I think
probably Kyler's backup.
If you're Cincinnati, you wanted a guy that has played in games. This is one of the better like he and Russell Wilson have played actual NFL games this year, and they probably believe if they can do the 500 ball type of thing, that Joey B can maybe come back and save this thing. So I could understand them looking at Flacco, Russell Wilson, guys that have gone out there on Sundays this year that don't have to knock off a whole bunch of rust, and they can help them out sooner rather than later.
It checks a few boxes, one of them being it was probably the right price. Some of the guys that we're talking about may have cost them more. All right, we'll get Tyvis's opinion on it in 2 minutes. Stick close. Rothman and Ice and the Fan.
Ready for your next truck? At Krieger Ford, we have just what you're looking for. Trade in your vehicle and get a new Ford F-150 with a black appearance package for $11,000 off MSRP. It's all part of the Krieger commitment. Best cars, best people, peace of mind. Visit us today on Morris Road in Columbus or find your new truck at KriegerFord.com.
When you're building a nursery school, elementary school, charter school, high school, vocational school, or jiu-jitsu school, lean on green. Sunbelt Rentals. With the largest rental fleet and most rental locations in Columbus, you can count on us to get you the right equipment at the right price right now. No matter what you got going in or going up. All powered by people. For equipment know-how, support, transport, and training. No wonder the Columbus builders who are building Columbus lean on green. Sunbelt Rentals. Learn more at sunbeltrentals.com.
At High Bank Distillery, they believe every pour should tell a story. Their Whiskey War spirits tell the story of Prohibition in every sip and was awarded the best blended whiskey in America 3 years running. Enjoy High Bank's nationally recognized spirits distilled right here in Ohio. Drink the best. Forget the rest. Learn more at highbankdistillery.com.
You've heard about the thrill of victory and the agony of defeat. Yeah, that's an old one. My dad told that one to me. But when it's your real feet, it's not a game. It's awful. Hey, it's Anthony. I had pain in my feet and my lower back, so I went to the Good Feet store and got the support I needed in my shoes that changed the game for me. I went in and they personally fit me for arch supports that would be perfect for my feet. The fitting process is simple. They ask the right questions about exactly what I was experiencing and the lifestyle I want to be able to live. They professionally measured my feet and arch size, and before I knew it, I was wearing my new arch supports home. Get back to living the life you love with the Good Feet store. For more than 30 years, they've taken great pleasure in helping thousands discover the comfort they've been dreaming of. I'm a customer. I have their 3-step system put into all of my shoes. Get professionally fitted at the Good Feet store on Polaris Parkway or Stringtown Road in Grove City. Learn more at goodfeet.com.
Rothman and Ice is sponsored by your local Pella Window and Door showroom on Gemini Parkway. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Rothman and Ice present Breaking Down the Browns with Tyvis Powell.
Oh, yeah. A little breaking news. The baller from Bedford with us, Tyvis Powell. So, this is one way for Shedeur to move up the depth chart. Trade the guy in front of him.
Yeah, I guess that would work. You know what's going to be interesting? If there's two things that I thought about when they traded Joe Flacco just now. One, they got to sign Bailey Zappi, right? Because they need an emergency quarterback. So wouldn't it be funny if Bailey Zappi becomes quarterback 2 over Shedeur? It'll be an uproar. Wouldn't that be funny? And then the second thing I thought is, what if they open opened up Deshaun Watson's 21-day window, and that's why they traded him, because they was going to have him as the third quarterback. Isn't that crazy?
So before we brought you on, AR asked a question about Deshaun, and I thought it was a great question to ask because maybe, Tyvis, this is the Browns telling us that behind the scenes they feel good about Deshaun's progress and that maybe in a month and a half, 2 months, whatever that looks like, if they need to go to him, maybe he can help them. Who knows? But I think you can read into that just a little bit.
I mean, listen, the Deshaun thing, if you're going to pay him, I guess. I don't see him taking another snap for the Cleveland Browns. I could definitely see him being there for a case of emergency. But this season is all about your two young guys. Play them. Just play them no matter what. You don't need to bring in no Bailey Zappi. It's all about Dylan and Shedeur. Hopefully, let's be positive. Hopefully, Shedeur has shown growth and that he's ready to handle being one play away. Let's just say maybe that's it. There's so many different things that you can see. I guess we'll find out when tomorrow when they hit that practice field who's quarterback two.
It is. All right, give me your take on it from the Bengals' point of view. Was he the guy because he checks the boxes, a veteran, knows football, smart guy, still has an arm, maybe was the right price? Or if they were really going to shop for quarterbacks and move off of Browning, is this the guy you think they were going to go with, or did you have another one in mind?
I mean, him or Jameis would have been the best options. I mean, they pretty much the same. The difference between the two is Joe is in football game shape. He just got benched a week ago, so he's played in games this season. His chemistry his timing should be pretty quick to get with those receivers that they got. I tell you what, we don't find out about Kevin's play calling. If Joe go over there and throw 300 yards and look good, boy, it's gonna be a bad day in Cleveland.
Well, I mean, he did beat Green Bay already this season, so why not beat him twice? I mean, he didn't beat him, but
I'm telling you right now, AR, if he go over there and put up numbers, it's going to be bad.
T, do you think Flacco plays this Sunday, or they wait to play him next Thursday against the Steelers?
Who they playing this Sunday?
The Packers on the road.
He already have played him. I mean, I think the way Jake Browning played in that first half, they got to get him in there expeditiously. I know he finished the game off with 3 touchdowns, but it was already over with. You got to get Joe in there now.
All right. So listen, it's a fun deal because it's the Bengals and Browns. I wish they were playing sooner. I really do. It's too bad this is like the last game of the year because it probably won't matter, will it? None of this.
Why are you doing that?
Well, because Flacco's going to retire. I mean, this is like the trade is fun for us, but if they were playing in a few weeks, it really would have been good.
I mean, it would have gave it a juice, but you never know. It's early. You can't just pack it all away. Joe Flacco could go over there and they can rip off 4 straight wins. They right back in this thing.
Zooming out from this trade, what did you think of Dylan Gabriel's debut in the NFL as a starter taking on AR's Vikings?
It reminded me a lot of watching Julian Saint's first start as a Buckeye. Not as far as efficiency goes, but he was poised in the pocket. I thought that the game plan had a lot of training wheels to it. They didn't ask him to do too much. They gave him all the quick, easy throws, and I thought he did a good job. Listen, you throw for 190 yards, 2 touchdowns, your running back go for over 100 yards, your defense get 2 takeaways, you should win that game. The fact that you didn't is a shame, and that's just where we are.
All right, let's go to that last drive. Wentz obviously was much better on the final drive than he ever was during the game, and obviously they bled the clock, but let me ask you, whose fault was that? How much blame do you put on Stefanski with the clock management? And then at the end, was that Denzel's fault, that last play, or no?
So the clock management thing was interesting because I think once Justin Jefferson caught that pass to put them in field goal range, it turned into, well, let's just try to save as much time on the back end to go win the game. I'm not a huge fan of that. I understand why somebody would do that, but I'm not a fan of that because if you ask people what's one of the hardest things in football, it's executing a 2-minute drive. Why? Because it's so chaotic. They only have one timeout, so you tackle them in bounds and that clock's running. Like, people make rash decisions when everything is moving like that. So I just feel like calling those timeouts kind of eliminated that chaoticness of the 2-minute drive, and it allowed them to come up and allow Carson Wentz to settle in and make a really good play. Now, you talk about the touchdown that they gave up. That was 100% on Denzel, and he knows it. That's why he came out at the end of the game and took full responsibility. If you're going to be in cover 2, you have to reroute that wide receiver inside. If that receiver wants to go outside, you run your feet and slide your feet and wide him all the way until that quarterback takes his eyes off the ball. Denzel kind of threw one hand out and let the guy go around him, and Carson Wentz seen that whole shot and knew that safety wasn't going to get there in time, and he made a really good play. That's just a veteran move. So Denzel just got to be better in that situation, and it's sad because he's the second-best player on that defense, and you don't expect him to take plays off like that, but he kind of took that play off, and it showed.
So the result obviously isn't what, the Brownies wanted, but here we are again, T, and you got a couple of these rookies week in and week out making noise. Quinshawn looked apart. Carson Schlesinger led the team in tackles. What are you seeing, though, from Isaiah Bond, his usage and what he's out there doing on the field right now? Because he did get 7 targets in the game, only caught 2 of them, but it looks like they're trying to get him involved more and more.
Yeah, I think they're trying to figure out how they want to utilize him. This is a guy that can stretch the field. Is the best way to utilize him getting the ball in his hands and letting him go right now, or is it letting him run them deeper developing routes? The problem with the deeper developing routes is the offensive line is trash right now. So we ain't got time for him to run these deeper developing routes. So their best way is trying to just get the ball in his hands now to utilize that speed. They got to figure out that left tackle spot expeditiously, because that is really holding back a lot of the things that they can do on offense.
Hey, how you thought of Illinois before the season compared to this week? How much different are you?
None, because everybody was drinking the Illinois Kool-Aid before the season, and I wasn't, and I still ain't to this day. And the Buckeyes is not going to struggle in this game at all. They're going to go out there and handle business. I think Luke Control Alt Delete is what I call him, is a really good quarterback. I just don't trust all the things that's around him to be able. I don't think they have enough to beat the Buckeyes.
All right, well done, my man. Stay on the case. Stay on the Flacco case, man. It's a good story, though.
I'll see y'all later. Go Bucks. Okay. Go Browns. And go Cavs tonight. Preseason number 1.
All right, my man. Way too excited for preseason. That's way too jacked up for that.
Hey, man, he's Cleveland through and through. Anything Cleveland, he's gonna be ready to go. He might go get himself a bottle of that LeBron Hennessy and watch the game tonight, too.
Some Beaujolais. All right, we're coming back with a Buckeye Bulletin. Ryan Day is all about blocking out the noise and not buying into it. Well, the coach he just beat has no problem saying it. You'll hear it next. Rothman and Ice and the Fan.
Head to 971thefan.com to listen on demand and subscribe to all our podcasts. Wasting time has never been easier. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
You know me, when it comes to big moments like popping the question, I always say, I've got a guy. That guy is Bob Capace at Worthington Jewelers.
Thanks, Common Man. Right now, it's our fall bridal sale. Buy one, get one 50% off. Engagement rings, wedding bands, wedding jewelry. We've got it all.
If you want sparkle, you want quality, and you want to save big, trust me, I've got a guy.
That's me. Come see us at Worthington Jewelers.
Worthington Jewelers.
Where Columbus gets engaged.
More and more these days, people who are in pain are taking control of their health and looking beyond traditional medicine. Hey, it's Tyvis Powell. People just like you are finding lasting relief without steroids, medication, or surgery. Right here in Columbus at QC Kinetics, you'll be treated by highly regarded orthopedic surgeon Dr. Ray Tesner, founder of Grant Sports Medicine. Here's how it works. Your blood contains tiny but mighty healing tools. At QC Kinetics, Dr. Tesner and his team get to the root of where your pain stems from, right down to the cells involved. By putting these natural elements to work, your body can revitalize your joints, literally using your own power to heal. It's a simple injection, not a hospital stay. It's fast, all natural, and there's no downtime. If your back, knees, or shoulders are keeping you from enjoying life, explore all your options before you agree to more pills or surgery. Find out if you're a good candidate. Go to qckinetics.com/Columbus or call 380-208-4544. 380-208-4544. That's 380-208-4544.
Care Heating and Cooling. Honest technicians, honest pricing. Call 1-800-COOLING.
Say goodbye to car care headaches with Carvenience from Hinderer Motor Company. This is Justin Hinderer. For only $49, we'll pick up your vehicle, leave you with a rental, and return it fully serviced and spotless. No more juggling your schedule or wasting hours at the shop. Carvenience lets you focus on what matters while we take care of all the rest, making life easier. Schedule your service today at HindererMotorCompany.com.
Skyline's new chicken chili is here. Now you can enjoy that legendary Skyline taste with a new protein option. Try Skyline's chicken chili on Waze, Coney's, and all your Skyline favorites. Feeling good. It's Skyline time.
October 10th, 11th, and 12th brings the Columbus Italian Festival's 45th anniversary to the streets of Italian Village. Cheer a bocce tournament, step to Italian line dancing, or be enthralled with Italian music. Everywhere. Free parking at Columbus State. Hop on the free shuttle to the festival grounds. Many wait all year for the 3 days to devour one of the best voted pizzas in the region. Skip the line. Buy tickets online and save $3 at ColumbusItalianFestival.com. Come for the pizza. Stay for the festival.
Fox Tonight is the place for uncovering mysteries and memories.
I had a car accident. I lost 8 years of my life.
First, it's an all-new murder in a small town.
Your success rate in solving major crimes is superb.
Surprises the heck out of me too sometimes.
Then it's a new episode of the smash hit, Doc.
You're having memories? They're just weird flashes. I need my life back. I will do whatever it takes.
Tonight, starting at 8 on Fox 28.
At the end of the day, the sun sets on Central Ohio, but stories are still unfolding. Every voice, every neighborhood, every question that still needs answers. Fox 28 News at 10 is there in the quiet moments and at the turning points, digging deeper, finding solutions, lifting up the communities that shape who we are. At the end of the day, you deserve a team that's on your side. Fox 28 News at 10, always on your side.
The number one problem we see at our clinic is delaying treatment. ED and low T can get worse.
Book your appointment right now. Call 614-300-7400. Prefer privacy? Book online in under 30 seconds at ColumbusMensClinic.com.
At our clinics, men's sexual health is the whole job. Look, I'm a normal guy too. I hate going to the doctor, but we've helped so many guys in here just like you. Even if pills have failed, our medical team is going to take the time to talk you through it. Same day in-house lab, and the treatments, well, they could change your life.
Your local medical team has your back. ED, low T, Peyronie's, size, and shape modeling. We tailor what works for you.
I'll get to the point. Can you imagine epic workouts and epic sex? Yeah, I said it.
A stronger you is closer than you think. We're available right now. Call 614-300-7400 or book in 30 seconds or less at ColumbusMensClinic.com. Columbus Men's Clinic. Making it happen.
Remember when sports used to be about calling up your favorite host and saying how stupid they are? Good news. We still do that. The Fan Call-In Show.
Hello. Sponsored by ESPN Bet at Hollywood Casino.
Sunday mornings at 8 on The Fan. It's almost Football Friday. All play and no work.
Sponsored by Tansky Sawmill Toyota.
Your home for football, The Fan. Rothman and Ice present Buckeye Bulletin.
Sponsored by Logan AC and Heat Services. Don't go through another air conditioner breakdown. For fast, friendly service, call the experts at Logan Services now for a free estimate and next day air installation.
All right, Buckeye Bulletin time. It kind of made the case after Indiana thrashed Illinois that this becomes a trap game. We'll get into that maybe more this week, but I don't think there's any denying the fact that Illinois was a MASH unit against Indiana, and they were missing most of their secondary.
Calling the Hoosiers fake good over
No,
there?
I'm not. I'm just saying that thing got away from them in a hurry because they were facing a really good team with really good weapons and a good quarterback, and they were on the road, and they were depleted. They had a targeting call early that knocked out another guy. They're getting most of these guys back, I think, for the Ohio State game, outside of Xavier Scott, who's probably out for most of the year. But I'm not saying they're a whole different team, but I made this case that there's only one game left for them to feel like they can truly save their season.
That being Illinois?
Yeah, like this would be their second loss. And you name me, they don't have another ranked team on their schedule. Is a 2-loss Illinois team with a close loss to Ohio State enough to squeak them in?
Probably
They'd
not.
have no win over, unless USC somehow just kept moving them.
I think the committee would be all over some other SEC teams that would have 2 losses before they would get to Illinois because they wouldn't have that win.
The SEC is a gauntlet right now, and they're about to cannibalize each other here real quickly.
They'll take that.
I think Alabama is currently in a stretch of 6 of 7 games are against ranked opponents.
And I think that's actually that's going to hurt Illinois because of the perception
They
of
won 2 of them, though.
Because of the conference, right? And
2 for 2 so far. Yeah.
So that's all I'm saying, is that Illinois is looking at this game maybe somewhat similar as they looked at it before the year, which is we think we're good enough. The nation thinks we're good enough. And here comes Ohio State, and they're the reigning national champs. We're going to give them the best they can handle regardless. Now Illinois is this overhyped, over-talented, whatever people want to call them now. The narrative's off of them. Now they're the team that was, like you said, the it team that shouldn't have been anointed anything. So they're going to play that card as an underdog. They're a 14.5-point underdog in their home field. You telling me that the look-ahead line on this game preseason was 14.5?
No way.
Of course it wasn't. These teams preseason were what? 3-2-12 or whatever they were?
3-11. Yeah, somewhere in that window.
Well, it depends whether you want to AP or coaches.
Yeah, whatever.
If you want to go coaches, it was probably 2-12.
Yeah.
So now they're what?
I don't acknowledge
17th.
I can't believe they're even 17th.
The win against USC.
Yeah. Okay, so
USC
instead
is
of
almost ranked.
All right, so instead of 212, it's 117.
Yeah.
It's not like it's a massive spread. It's the narrative of the Indiana loss that's taken people away from it. And I think Ryan Day is locked into it this week. I think he's absolutely locked in. You could hear it today. I'm not saying he's fearful, but he has ultimate respect for what this game could be. Yep. Illinois' last stand to right the wrong of the Indiana game.
Yeah, you got to respect who they are for sure because, they were being sold as one of the teams that brought back a ton of experience on both sides of the ball at the most important position. You got a quarterback that's a senior that put together a really good year last year. And so I'm not worried about the mental space of Ohio State and them not being locked in to this one. I also think that there isn't that game right around the corner next week to where it is the Penn State game or if it were Michigan or somebody like that. Like, I don't think they're going to get caught looking ahead. And so I think the trip out to Washington and what they learned about themselves there will show itself on Saturday, even though you're going up against a more seasoned team, and especially at the quarterback position with Luke Altmaier. But you got to have confidence as a Buckeye fan that this defense is going to continue to do what they've done all year, and that's not allow anybody to get to double-digit points in any game.
You said it. They had 16 starters coming back from a team that won 10 games last year.
Yeah.
I don't know how many of those guys are healthy for this week. We'll have to check on that. But they had the pieces in place to make a run at a playoff. They did. I don't think we weren't talking like this, and anybody that was talking like this, I think, is lying. That they knew they were going to be fake or they weren't going to be decent. Oh. So they had a couple of really good defense players. The realness of it is when you lose Xavier Scott. That's massive. That's one of the great defensive backs in the conference. So that was real. And so the crucial test for them was Indiana, whether they were real or fake for a lot of people. So now all of a sudden they get thrashed, so they're fake. I'm just saying they're still fighting.
They're fake. To me, they're not fake. I still think they're a good football team. Maybe their ceiling isn't as high as some people thought it was in the preseason. Right. But this isn't some bad team that they're going to face on Saturday. There's just levels to this, and maybe Indiana is just that darn good. And we'll find out more about Indiana this week when they got to go out to Eugene and take on Oregon.
Yeah.
Like, that's a big-time moment for the Hoosiers.
Here's Ryan Day on the Illini.
pitch the game, throw it out. It's not who they are. I can't quite explain that game. I know Nebraska had the same thing that happened last year, and then came in and played us all the way to the fourth quarter. So throw that film out. Don't even barely look at it, because to me that's not who we're playing. They, whatever it was in that game, it's an outlier. So we're going to look at the games that were played prior, what they did last year, what they've done the last two games. Brett's again one of the better coaches in the country, and he's a resilient guy, and they're a resilient team. So I think it says a lot about them to rebound the way they did, get a win against USC, and then go play the way they did last week. So, we all know that going through a tough loss can bring a bunch of people together. I think they've done that, and so we know we're going to get their best shot here on Saturday, and we're going to talk about that today, and we've got to have a great day of practice.
He's right, but I will explain it for him. When Illinois has to go to second string, it shows. Most teams. When Ohio State, they can dip into their depth chart and still win games. When a team like the Illini have to go to their third string against Indiana, who can really move it and has weapons, the secondary was decimated against Indiana. So when he says, I'm not really sure what happened, that is what happened. And Miles Scott was ejected in a targeting call as well. That didn't help. So it just snowballed on them.
And in that
to see
game,
63 was embarrassing for sure.
In that game, Fernando Mendoza only has 2 incompletions in the game. 21 of 23. 5 touchdowns, average almost 12 yards per pass.
And to start the game, you're missing your all Big Ten first-team corner.
That's a big deal.
So what?
Absolutely.
So that alone put them in a tough spot, and then it snowballed. I'm not saying that they should have what it takes to beat Ohio State, but they should get your attention.
For sure. They can't
where
go
they are in their season.
100%, AR. They can't go into Saturday thinking, well, Indiana did this to them. What are we going to do? And I don't think that's going to be their mentality. You touched on something I think can be very important in a game on a road like this, and it's starting fast, right? Like starting fast. And I think there's a couple ways to start fast on offense and defense. I think defensively you can set the tone as well and take away, the energy in a stadium because they believe in their quarterback and Luke Altmaier and they should believe in him based off of what he's shown them the last year and some change. But yeah, if they get the rock, that being Ohio State, you go down and score right away, then that'll take some of the juice out of the building, and then you can throw that defense out there and see what Illinois can do against the best defensive unit in the country.
All right. That is your Buckeye Bulletin. All right. We'll come back and we'll get to the big story of the day, that the Bengals are not selling off their season, or at least they think. We'll give you all the details next. Rothman and Ice and the Fan.
Catch the latest from the world of Ohio State athletics. Weeknights at 6 on the Buckeye Show. New special guests in everything scarlet and gray. The Fan.
Give me a mountain with lots to do. Give me the sunshine. Give me a dew. Give me something simple and true. All I need is sunshine and a cool, refreshing Mountain Dew. So give me my good hands. Give me a dew.
Grab some friends and an ice-cold Mountain Dew today.
Mountain Dew.
Delaware County Veterans Services is ready to help you access VA benefits, emergency financial assistance, dental and medical grants, transportation, and more. Give Delaware County Veterans Services a call, 740-833-2010 to schedule an appointment.
At Kroger, you never compromise. You get high quality and low prices. Like you never compromise your meal with our spring salad mix that's guaranteed fresh. And you never compromise your budget with lower prices on over 1,000 items. Hand it to Kroger shoppers. You never compromise. Kroger. Fresh for everyone.
Check out this great deal on select Lay's potato chips. They're on sale now. 4 bags for only $10 with your card when you buy 4. Kroger. Fresh for everyone.
Hi, I'm Rick Germain for Toyota West. And with over 600 new and pre-owned vehicles available, Toyota West at I-270 and Georgesville Road has the car you're looking for. And right now at Toyota West, take advantage of 0 down and 0 payments until 2026. And every pre-owned vehicle comes with a 72-hour exchange policy plus a 3-month warranty for qualified vehicles. Come see us at the Germain Auto Mall on Georgesville Road or get started today at ToyotaWest.com. Offer expires 9/30. No payments for deferred payment. Interest accrues at time of inception with approved credit.
At Retail Rush, you can find name brand products at unbeatable prices because you set the price. Retail Rush sources overstock, returned, and discontinued products in bulk from big box stores. Then we auction those products online starting at $5. You can get up to 90% off retail prices on beautiful basics for life's big moments, hot tech, and more at a deep discount. Pickup is fast and easy, so whether you're looking to splurge or save, we have you covered. Retail Rush. Deals made easy. Bid now at retailrush.com.
You know what my favorite place in the world to watch a game is? It's the ESPN Bet Sportsbook at Hollywood Casino Columbus. This is Scotty Vegas, and Dave Biddle and I get to visit our favorite game-watching spot twice in 1 week. Sunday, October 12th, watch the Browns Steelers. Then Thursday, October 16th, we're back for the Steelers Bengals. I have Browns tickets, Pro Football Hall of Fame passes, and dining credits to give out during the games at the ESPN Bet Sportsbook. Must be 21 or older to enter. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Hey, Buckeye fans. As the official wing sponsor of Ohio State Athletics, Roosters is kicking off an incredible giveaway you won't want to miss. This football season, we're giving away 12 ultimate Buckeye experiences. 3 drawings, 12 winners with prizes including tickets, sideline passes, and 3 trips to a Buckeye first-round postseason game. Go to roosterswings.com to register and see all the details. 3 drawings, 12 amazing prizes. Register today and every day. Roosters, a fun, casual joint.
Hey, Central Ohio, it's Andrew from Home Team Solutions. And yes, we buy houses for cash the easy way. We've been buying houses for over 20 years and we've seen it all. Whether you've inherited a property, you're behind on payments, the house needs work, or just want to avoid the hassle of listing, we've got you covered. No repairs, no clean out, no stress, just a fair cash offer and you pick the closing date. We've helped hundreds of homeowners sell fast and hassle-free, and we're proud to have 5-star reviews all across Central Ohio and an A+ rating with the BBB. If you're ready to sell your house the easy way, call Home Team Solutions at 614-962-SELL. That's 614-962-7355, or visit us online at selltohometeam.com. Home Team Solutions, local, trusted, and family-owned. Again, that's 614-962-SELL. 614-962-7355 or selltohometeam.com.
Lanny went to college and racked up huge debt.
A little bit over $100,000.
For a degree he couldn't use? Now what?
I had a friend that went to my computer career.
They even helped him get hired immediately after graduation.
One of the things I love about IT is that you can work from anywhere you want.
You could become an IT pro in just months, including cybersecurity and the basics of AI with zero experience at mycomputercareer.edu. My Computer Career, an elite CompTIA certification partner.
It worked for me, and I know it can work for you.
This is one student's experience. Individual results vary.
It's easy to fall for CME, Ohio's #1 credit union, thanks to you. Recognized nationally and statewide by Forbes. Rooted right here at home. CME Federal Credit Union. Bank with the best. Membership eligibility required. Federally insured by NCUA. Equal housing lender. Visit CMEFCU.org.
Broadcasting from the Lindsay Honda Studios.
Honda makes the cars. Lindsay makes the difference. Visit lindsayhonda.com.
WBNS-FM, HD1 Columbus.
Good afternoon, I'm Tyler Danberg. The Bengals acquired quarterback Joe Flacco and a 6th-round pick from the Browns in exchange for a 5th-rounder. It's the first time that 2 Ohio football teams have traded together. MLS Columbus Crew captain Darlington Nagbe announced his retirement after the 2025 season. Nagbe has played 6 of 15 seasons in Columbus, where he's won 2 MLS Cups. The United Football League announced today the Columbus Aviators has one of its 3 new franchises this spring. They'll play at historic Crew Stadium. NHL opening night, Blackhawks and Panthers at 5, Penguins and Rangers at 8, then Avalanche and Kings at 10:30. Game 2 of the ALDS tonight, Mariners at the Tigers at 4:08, Blue Jays at the Yankees at 8:08. This update sponsored by BMI Federal Credit Union. Enjoy rates lower than the national average, plus a special rate on balance transfers with a Visa Platinum or Visa with Rewards credit card. Breaking sports news when it happens on The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Most shows just skim the surface, but Rothman and I feel like the biggest story of the day deserves a closer look. It's time for a deeper dive.
Sponsored by Low T Center. Low T Center, reinventing men's healthcare.
Hour number 3, Rothman and Ice. Anthony Rothman, Matty Ice Hayes, and the Cannon. All present and accounted for. Austin Ward, 2:30. We'll talk Buckeyes with him. Get his feeling on this offense, the running game, where the evolution of it is going into Illinois. All right, so the big story, the drama is the quarterback swap in the AFC North. It's a rare thing. It's never been done between the Bengals and Browns. Flacco just has incredible longevity and obviously enough respect. And I was thinking about this during the break, that Cincinnati, this is a straight reaction to, A, we think we can stay afloat. Like, it tells me, and it wasn't a big price, so I don't want to go crazy about it, but it tells me I think that there's hope that Joe Burrow is just different, that somehow he could be available in the final few weeks of the season if they're close. They're not mathematically eliminated. And B, it tells me that whatever experiment they were giving the Jake Browning Part 2 backup story is over. And if you watch the game, I have to wave the white flag on it, and they're waving the white flag on it. You just can't keep doing it. Like I said, it's not all their fault. It's not all his fault. And he did have 250 yards passing. A lot of it was game script. And he did make a couple good throws on the run. He did, but they were out of it. Mm-hmm. It's the horrendous throws. It's the ones that you don't think he's a pro quarterback.
Yeah.
Like the decision-making. And part of that decision-making comes from being under duress a lot and then thinking you have to make plays. When you're a quarterback, you have a bad line, and you have great weapons, the last thing you want to do is let a play die on the vine. And he's got guys that can make plays. He's made stupid decisions, and he has no running game to help himself or them. They're averaging 57 rushing yards a game. There's nothing to take the heat off him. So while I'll admit that the Jake Browning 4-game experiment is over, or probably should be, it doesn't mean Flacco's going to help this thing. I'm interested to see if he could keep them afloat. They're 2-3. Like, when they get to week 15, the so-called target date, like, they're going to have to be a 500 football team. Like, for Joe to even think he could save them against Miami, probably be done. Arizona, maybe done. Cleveland, done. Like, you might have 3 wins in your back pocket at the end of the year that you can just add to your total. Like, if you have 7 wins by the time you get to week 16, I'm just going to mathematically say, all right, if you're healthy, you can be a 10-win team. Just based on schedule alone.
It's in play. It's a tall task for me right now, just based off of what we've seen from Joe in Cleveland. But I will give Cincinnati this. I was saying, like, I don't think you should continue to roll with Jake Browning after what we've seen. Like, that to me would just be a big mistake by Zach Taylor and the crew. So I will give them credit for making that change in the front office as well. Saying,
Make that change. It's going to feel real good.
We invested heavy money in our receivers this offseason. We can't just let that money get flushed down the toilet with Jake Browning every week. And it's not all Jake's fault, but he's the quarterback. And you touched on the decision-making. It's been tough. It's been a rough watching him go about his business. And so I like this effort from Cincinnati. It's something. He's not going to be able to overcome some of the things that we've seen with this offensive line. I was looking at some of the stuff from Pro Football Focus, and they've got the Browns offensive line right now is 30th in the NFL, and the Bengals are 29th. So this isn't an upgrade, right? Like, and so this is a guy that we've seen in these games, that being Joe Flacco. When he gets pressure, he can't go anywhere. And so that is what it is. But I think what we're talking about with the decision-making and how you can cater now, I think, to Higgins and Chase a little bit more, I think that, to me, is some type of positive here. A little bit of new nuggets coming from Shefty here 2 minutes ago.
The Bengals actually asked for Shador, and they said no.
No, that is not what he tweeted, but he did say the Bengals would like their new quarterback, Joe Flacco, to be ready to play Sunday at Green Bay. The veteran Flacco is expected to be a quick learner. So, look, at this point, Flacco's been a part of a whole bunch of offenses that I don't know if Zach Taylor's offense is that crazy that he can't figure this thing out in the next 72 hours. So I think he'll probably be in the building, I would have to imagine, in the next few hours. Short trip from Cleveland to Cincinnati. You get him in the building, and it's time to go to work. He's got to play. They can't roll Jake Browning out there again on Sunday. And Tyvis brought this up. that, hey, Flacco has gone against Green Bay's defense. Now, the offensive output wasn't
good.
Wasn't great.
Yeah.
It wasn't good, but they don't have T. Higgins and Jamar Chase up there in Cincinnati, so maybe that will help Flacco out a little bit more. But you're still talking about Micah Parsons and that crew hunting an offensive line that's not good right now.
I was just going through their schedule to see if I could get them to 7 wins by week 16. And you know what it really depends on? You guys.
Yeah.
It depends on the Ravens. Depends on if Lamar's back. Are they in it? Do they risk him? Is he playing? Because the Bengals don't play them. They play them twice in 3 weeks at weeks 13 and 15. And there's an at Buffalo in between there. Mm-hmm. So originally, I would say without Burrow, and with you guys being what I thought you'd be, those are 3 straight losses. And I can't even count New England at home anymore.
No,
so,
right. Or Pittsburgh on the road.
It's a little harder to get them to the magic number I'm trying to get them to, which is 7. So if they split their next 4 games, and I'm just going to do this normally, they lose at Green Bay, they lose to Pittsburgh, but they beat the Jets and beat the Bears.
I think they might split with Pittsburgh.
All right, well, let's just say
they could win 3 of those 4.
Okay, so there's 4 games before their bye week. So if they split those, now they're 4-6. Oh no, what am I talking about? They'd be 2-4, 2-5. Well, it'd be 4-5. So they'd be 4-5 before their bye week, coming out to go to Pittsburgh. You really think they're going to split against you guys?
I think.
I'm going to say no.
I think sweeps are hard.
Here's their problem. Here's the problem for Cincinnati. Even if you do all that work, you're competing against now Jacksonville, Houston.
That's right.
These other teams right around the conference, New England, that are already at Denver, Kansas City. So it's like it's crowded even outside of your own schedule. And if you do hey, we're going to win one, lose one, win one, lose one, you're going to need a whole bunch of help around you too.
They've got to get to 10 wins to even be in the conversation.
That's a tall task.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I got to get them to 7.
That's a tall task.
It is, unless I can get them to 7, and then Joey jumps back in and gets them to 10 because of who they play in their final 3 games. The biggest problem for me is I don't think I can get them to 7 by week 16.
Yeah.
That's the trouble, because there's no Joe Burrow in that recipe.
Right.
My point in all this is that this is at least telling me that the Bengals have decided not to just let the season swirl around the drain. It may anyway. Right. Like we said, Flacco's not the magic pill. He just isn't. But he's smarter, and he's more experienced, and he's got some weapons. He could throw some wide receiver screens. He could get the ball to these guys where they need to get it. He can throw a slant. They just have no real support around him. And then the other thing is, this may be the bigger thing is, when is this damn defense going to get them a shorter field?
Exactly.
They don't. Like, at least help them a little.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's not enough complimentary football. I'm trying to come up with something to make this dramatic. I said to Tyvus on the air, there's nothing dramatic about this trade other than the 2 teams that made it.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
And I don't even think it's a safe assumption that they just sweep the Dolphins, Cardinals, and Browns for the exact reason that you just said. And we talked about this, I think it was after the Vikings game, where it's like, wow, that whole Joe Burrow injury was a giant distraction. Like, this defense is still terrible. So, like, all the worries about Joe Burrow and, is it Joe Burrow or Jake Browning? What are we going to do at quarterback? It's like, it doesn't matter what's at quarterback. The defense is going to struggle all year.
It's a double-edged sword, too, that the offense can't keep the defense off the field.
And the NFL always shows us that we're Jon Snow and we know nothing, right? Like, there's a lot of people that thought the Bills were just going to be undefeated for 10 weeks in a row, and you lose a home game to New England.
I do know something about the NFL.
You have all these things that just surprise us week in and week out.
They were
crazy.
the last undefeated team.
No, they were, but I guess I'm just saying, like, they were people like feeling like they were going to rip off maybe 9-10 wins in a row.
I did.
I will tell you something that I know about the NFL. I know that this Week 16 Sunday night football game between the Bengals and Dolphins will get flexed out for somebody better.
Yeah, because that's prime time.
Is that really the game?
Yeah.
December 21st.
Yeah.
8:20 NBC.
December. Okay.
Yeah, they're moving off that.
Okay.
They have to.
Bengals, Dolphins.
They pay enough money. They should have the right to do whatever they want, move it around. Mm-hmm. Yeah, the NFL is so wild because with all the parity we talk about, then one weekend like this weekend, it's mass. Then you get blowouts.
Oh, we had like 7 of them.
Like blowouts. Like Colts over the Raiders, 40-6. Your team was blasted at home by the Texans.
We could see that coming.
That bad?
I was telling you guys.
That bad?
Yes. When you're down that many people in their quarterback, you can't do anything.
The Chargers scoring 10 at home against Washington?
That is wild. At home, that is wild.
I've heard a stat on another radio station that...
Wait, you're cheating on us?
No, not in Columbus. Not in Columbus.
Okay.
All right. We're not affecting the radio station. But I heard a stat that I think Justin Herbert's been pressured 20 times in each of the past 2 games.
Yeah, well, they started off with Slater out, then now Alt's out. There's only so much you can do. There's only so much. I don't care how good your quarterback is.
20 pressures. Like, you can't do anything with 20 pressures a game.
That's why it's so... That's the 1B most important position in the sport.
Yeah.
That unit, right? Because, like, think about what we're talking about here. On one side is Jake Browning, who we know is limited, that's dealing with a bad offensive line, who can't do anything. And then a guy as talented as Justin Herbert, he can't do anything when you don't have any time to do anything. It's just the reality of the sport. If you don't have guys in the trenches, your team and your offense isn't going anywhere. And the Bengals, unfortunately, have had to learn the hard way the last 3 weeks.
All right, this story seems laughable to me, that this coach's sideline behavior towards his own player is sparking some NFLPA investigation. Maybe it has some teeth. We'll tell you next. Rothman and Ice and the Fan.
If you consider yourself a Buckeye fan, you've come to the right place. This is your heritage sports talker and home of Ohio State Athletics, The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
Life's better with American Family Insurance because we know you love working weekends. If it means working on your dream home, both inside and out. And we're here to help protect those dreams so you can enjoy peace of mind. Save up to 40% when you bundle home and auto. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. Some exclusions apply. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Common Man here for Universal Windows Direct. If your home's already feeling drafty or your energy bills are creeping up, now is it time to do something about it before the cold really sets in. And Universal Windows Direct is making it easier than ever with an October deal that's packed with value. Right now, buy 2 windows, get 2 free with no limit. Plus, enjoy 0% interest for 3 full years. And to top it off, get an extra $500 off your entire home improvement project when you schedule this month. Call 614-502-5220, universalwindowsdirect.com.
Hi, I'm Joanna Williams, General Manager at Tansky Sawmill Toyota, and it's tire time at Tansky Sawmill Toyota. Now through October 31st, you can buy 3 tires and get 1 for $1. Visit TanskySawmillToyota.com to schedule your appointment today, or hurry into Tansky Sawmill Toyota on the corner of Sawmill and 161 in Dublin to get those cars ready for winter. And when you think tires, think Tansky.
Think Toyota. Think Tansky. Think Tansky.
Would you enjoy watching a football game if the officials were paid a bonus for every flag they threw? Or a basketball game where the refs got paid for every foul they called? Okay, how about hiring a furnace and AC company that pays its technicians by the number of parts they can sell you? Hi, this is Dennis, president of Care Heating and Cooling, and today, this is how many companies operate. They call it performance pay, and it rewards technicians by paying them more for billing you more. Why is this bad? Because it abuses your trust in a technician to be treated fairly and honestly. At Care, we've been family-owned for 31 years and have always paid our technicians by the hour for repairs. We'll show you exactly what needs to be fixed and why, and give you our low upfront cost before we start. And unlike other companies, our technicians will never be rewarded for throwing more flags. Our Central Ohio-based staff is here for you 7 days a week. Care Heating and Cooling. Book an appointment online at careheatingandcooling.com or call us at 1-800-COOLING. When you need a company you can trust.
At Giant Eagle, we're focused on quality, freshness, and all your favorites. Because meals bring us together. Because recipes keep traditions alive. Because the right ingredients make it or break it. Because being part of the neighborhood matters. Because what we pick up at the store is what we bring into our lives. At Giant Eagle, we're always going for better to bring you the best. Because it matters.
At the Ohio Lottery, we make Keno fun, your way. That means every few minutes across Ohio, 20 out of 80 possible numbers are randomly picked. And if some of the numbers you picked match, voila, you're a winner. Keno doesn't require you to know a single thing about sports ball or overs, unders, pluses, minuses, or lines, or whatever else. Keno is as simple as, did some of my numbers match? They did? Great. You just raked in some dough. There are more than 20 hours of Keno draws every day and thousands of places to play statewide. Lottery players are subject to Ohio laws and commission regulations. Play responsibly.
The ONN Daily Podcast. Get a recap of all the day's news from across the state.
ONN affiliate WBNS TV reports.
Haley Kirby reporting in downtown Toledo.
From the State House, Kevin Landers.
ONN Canton.
ONN affiliate WKYC TV in Cleveland explains.
In Marietta, Brett Wharf, ONN News.
Emma Henderson in Genoa.
The ONN Daily Podcast. Listen at ONNradio.com or wherever you download your favorite podcasts from the Ohio News Network. All your favorite fan shows are on YouTube, along with those fake YouTube ads like Chew This Gum and It Grows New Teeth. Experience the splendor of Bo sitting in his closet, Timmy Hall's gouty gold chains, and Matty Ice wearing a coat in 90-degree weather. It's all there. Head to YouTube and subscribe today. Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Don't forget the umbrella at home. A soggy day ahead for us with scattered showers and thunderstorms, some which could have heavy downpours. Afternoon highs only getting into the low 70s. Then for tonight, eventually the rain tapers off overnight with our lows in the 50s. Wednesday will have a lot more sunshine in it. However, temperatures will be significantly cooler, only getting in the mid to upper 60s. For the Fan, I'm meteorologist Meredith Garfalo with the 10 weather impact forecast.
Bet365, the official online sports book of Rothman and Ice. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
Rothman and Ice present Free Snap Reads.
Sponsored by Newman Roofing. Call Newman Roofing today at 614-NEW-ROOF. That's 614-NEW-ROOF. Or visit online at newmanroofing.com.
All right, Ice Bet 365 time.
Let's get into it right now. Listen up, because if you're a new customer at Bet 365, they got a great deal waiting just for you. You can bet $5. You're going to get $200 after that in bonus bets, win or lose. So go ahead and turn that $200 into something bigger and better when you bet on money lines, totals, player props, or spreads. So download the Bet 365 app today. There you are. We got some playoff baseball this evening.
30% profit boost on your single game parlay.
Don't know if the game in New York will be played. A lot of rain on the East Coast.
Must win.
But I'm going to look at that game. And Vladimir Guerrero Jr. is on one right now. They got a nice boost over there, plus 2,000 for Vladdy to rack up 2 hits, 2 runs, and 2 RBIs. So I like the juice on that. It's obviously a reach here, but I'm doing it anyway because this dude is cooking with hot grease. So give me Vladdy plus 2,000, 2 hits, 2 runs, and 2 ribbies.
A couple little futures I was looking at just for a little divisional winner parlay in the NFL. Little trip. Philly, the Lions, and the Steelers.
Philly, the Lions, and the Steelers.
To win their respective divisions. Plus 550.
I like this.
Philly. And then I was just fun because I want to root for it. I'm going to bet the Jackets over 84.5 points.
Okay.
I know they had to go on a 7-3 run last year to get to 89. And I have questioned whether they truly have all the horses they need defensively. If they get the goaltending that they'll need to have, then that will help that. They do have solid blue liners because that's who they've had. Not a lot of massive increases in this team, but I'm going to bet the over 84.5. And it really does buy into goaltending. And I hope they get off to a pretty good start. And they're going to need them both. You know, I don't know what the split would be. If Jet plays more games, I would say this could go like a 45-37 type thing. Who knows? But I think rooting for them to go over 84.5 points is a good bet.
Okay. Download the Bet365 app and see why it's never ordinary at Bet365. If you have a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 plus only, must be physically located in Ohio. Terms and conditions apply, in app only.
And may the odds be ever in your favor.
All right, 2 things on this story. You guys have seen it about the investigation into, like, what would you call it? Berating of a player? Like Gannon's deal with DeMarcado? Like, and now the coach is apologizing based on he didn't like the way he reacted. I have no problem with that. I think people going after him for why are you apologizing? Because he's a human being and he thought about it and the emotions started to go away and he's like, this is not the kind of relationship I want to have with my player. Yes, you can chalk it up to emotion during a game, but I have no problem. I think it was actually very mature of Gannon to circle back and say, you know what, after I slept on it, I didn't react the way I needed to react in that moment.
Yeah.
Didn't mean he was wrong. But there was the sideline video that showed him just absolutely killing this guy for doing a little league mistake, basically. And let me ask you guys one real question. I actually thought he broke the plane.
I did too.
I thought that ball
very close.
Like, I think when he held it out, it broke the plane. They didn't have a perfect sideline on it, but I'm like, and that's not probably the story anyway.
Run through the tape. This is 2 weeks in a row now, right? We've seen A.D. Mitchell do it for the Colts, and we've seen this guy do
track of where the goal line
and
is.
you can make a real case that both those boneheaded mistakes cost those teams the game.
Yeah, so what Maddie's saying, this is a running back for the Cardinals who he rips off a 70-yard carry up the middle to the house, apparent touchdown. He's celebrating too early, drops the ball before he crosses the plane. I thought he actually did, but they didn't, and they're the ones ruling it. So there's 12 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. They lose by a point in the game to the Titans. You know what the Titans are. You keep it a buck.
Oh, here we go.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
He's good, though.
Lucky I had that one at the ready.
I knew you would. And then a new video surfaced on social media that just showed how unhappy Jonathan Gannon was. And he was furiously just ripping him. He was being, the player is being consoled by an offensive lineman, ironically, Paris Johnson Jr. Okay. And he's screaming, and the coach is screaming at him in his ear, and then he slapped him in the chest and kind of then hit him in the pads. Okay, we've all played. Like, these guys are pros. I mean,
that's why you don't do that stuff, though.
Well, see, that's interesting. I think the pros can actually take it.
I don't think that
more than a house league kid getting grabbed by the face mask.
Yeah, I don't think we need any grown man putting his hands on another grown man in that fashion. Like, when there's that type of aggression and energy between two men, like, that can just go left quickly. And so I just think you want to stay away from that as much as possible. So for Gannon, the apology publicly, I think, was needed, right? Because, sometimes the apology needs to be as loud as the disrespect. And to me, that was a coach crossing a little bit of a line. It wasn't the worst thing I've ever seen. It's just, it was unnecessary to me from a head coach, even though I can completely understand his frustration in that moment for looking at a guy that cost his team the game. A massive win, and wins are just so hard to come by in the NFL. So he did apologize on record. I think, TLC, you have the apology from Jonathan Gannon. Let's go ahead and hear that.
I didn't see the video, David, but I actually I woke up this morning and didn't feel great about it, honestly. And so in the team meeting, I addressed it. I apologized to Omari, apologized to the team. And I just told him I kind of let the moment of what happened get the better of me there. Obviously, like, I try to be emotionally stable and calm because my job is to solve problems when during a game and kind of lead the charge on that. So it's not really who I am, who I want to be, and I told the guys that today. So it's a mistake by me, and it's just like everybody in there. Everybody made some type of mistake yesterday, which is, culminates to why we didn't win the game. And we can't let it happen moving forward.
So I respect that. And I respect that what you said, which is I think there can be a difference between when you get a guy's attention, like, let's go, come on, like, you kind of give him a little bit. It was wrong. He realized that. This isn't winning or losing a game. These are livelihoods. This guy's team is going to go up 28-6 in the fourth. And you celebrated early and cost us a touchdown. You feel bad. We all feel bad. But these are livelihoods. These are jobs. These are wins that are important. It's just not for the fan base or where you are in the standings. Like, guys get fired. And so I understand the emotion of it. If they're investigating him for slapping his player in the chest or the pad or the side, I think it should probably be between the team. I think that the team, I'm not saying they don't need to look into it and interview the people, but when I look at the intent of the hit, it was more spicy. Of a little focusy, like get your you-know-what together.
Yeah, but they are that little, to me, kind of jab / not full punch to the midsection.
It's kind of a, come on.
No, to me, it was a little bit more than that. Like, looking at it again, like, you that's crossing a line.
So here's why it probably is. Because there's a double standard. If player does that to coach, he's probably cut.
It's too much. Now looking at it again,
coach does it to player. I'm not in the exact same camp you are, but I'm not going to die on that hill that it was nothing.
Can I flip the script? I think it depends on the coach. I think it depends on the player. Because, for example, we saw Travis Kelce
with Andy Reid
get up on Andy Reid in the Super Bowl when they're getting destroyed.
They have that type of relationship. They can recover from that.
And the same thing, like, I don't think Jonathan Gannon would have done that to a player. Like, not that he coached him, but he wouldn't have done that to Larry Fitzgerald.
I don't think he's doing that to Kyler either. On his own team.
I don't think that highly of Kyler, so I wouldn't be that upset if he did it to him. But it's Amari, and to Amari's point, like, dude, you're the fourth string running back, undrafted. Like, you're hanging on by a thread as it is.
I think on the surface, it was over the top. I don't think I can't argue with that. It's not something you see all the time. Guys do put their hands on each other, but this was more of a hit, and that's the difference. There are guys that get in their faces and scream, and that's almost assault too. Like, that's not nothing. This was not. He didn't injure his own player, but he
just crossed the line. He just crossed the line, and he knows it, and it's a teachable moment for everybody.
Back. Yeah,
it's a teachable moment for everybody.
But yeah, to your point about the NFLPA, is this something where, like, does Amari have to press charges, like, through the NFLPA? Or, like, are they investigating this by themselves because they just felt like it? Or did Amari tell them to?
All good questions.
I don't know if they needed to be told.
If only we had an NFL player appear on this show every single Wednesday.
Yeah. I don't know. That's a good question. I don't think they could release him now. I think that would be a very bad look.
They need him too.
That's
James Conner's out for the year. They need him.
Trey Benson's on IR.
Yeah, he directly contributed to a loss in a stupid way. But mistakes are made every day every game, every week on the football.
And they still had a chance to recover after that with the interception, fumble, touchdown sequence that happened. They still had a chance.
They were still up by 15 points, by the way, after that happened. Just to be clear.
All right, we'll come back in 2 minutes with Austin Ward and diagnose the week that is for Ohio State. Rothman and Ice and the Fan.
Our clients deserve for us to care, and they deserve to feel serviced. They have questions, and they deserve answers. We're counselors first because I'm not selling them anything. I'm trying to teach clients how to protect themselves. At Curtis & Associates, we're personal injury attorneys. We've helped and continue to help hundreds and hundreds of clients every year. That's important to us. If you've been injured in an accident and it's not your fault, call now. 614-GOT-HURT. That's 614-GOT-HURT. Curtis & Associates, attorneys who care.
The Ohio State University Army ROTC isn't just a curriculum. It's more than just a path to a degree. For more than 150 years, we have been forging tomorrow's leaders. Here you will find your purpose, your mission, your ROTC family. At Ohio State, you're not just joining Army ROTC, you're stepping into a history of excellence that spans generations. Learn more at arotc.osu.edu. Buckeyes lead the way.
Hey friends, it's Austin Ward. In the spirit of Halloween, Awaken 180 is offering free consultations. Learn how scary fast and how scary easy losing weight can be. For mine, I brought all the questions, and in the end, Awaken 180 was a no-brainer for me. Determine if Awaken 180 is right for you. The free consultations end October 31st. Reserved by phone only, 844-346-1800. For details and the number, visit awaken180weightloss.com. Scary easy with scary fast results.
The great thing about Atlas Butler is they do it all. Heating, cooling, plumbing. Look, I'm busy with work. I don't have time to wait around or deal with lots of people. One company, one call, and they do it all. Wonder if they'll clean out my inbox. Seriously, offer that service. Please.
Atlas Butler is at your service. Call 1-800-FURNACE.
Rothman and Ice is sponsored by your local Pella Window and Door showroom on Gemini Parkway. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Let's do a little day tripping.
Sponsored by Atlas Butler Plumbing. Call us today at 1-800-FURNACE for all your plumbing and drain service needs. Yes, 1-800-FURNACE works for plumbing, too.
All right, he's the triple threat. He's Austin Ward, beat reporter, Letterman Row, The Fan, and 10 TV. And he's with us now, as he always is, on a Tuesday afternoon. Austin, good to have you, my man.
Great to be with you guys. Nothing like a little midweek preview or a Ryan Day preview, and then talking to you guys a little bit later on.
Thanks.
It feels like we're in the midst of it now.
Yeah, we are. And this game certainly was one that was circled on the schedule, was it not? I mean, this was, and this is saying more about Illinois than it is about Ohio State, because I think we expected Ohio State to be good, maybe not this good right now, and we expect Illinois to be much better. They've had injuries. Let me handle the opponent first, and I'm not asking you to be a beat reporter for Illinois, but do you feel, have you heard, are they getting most of that secondary back that they were missing against Indiana outside of Xavier Scott? Are you aware?
Yeah, haven't heard a lot from Brett Bielema on that front yet. I mean, they've sounded relatively optimistic that they can be, and they need to be, quite frankly, Anthony, because the version that we saw before Indiana versus what has existed the last couple of weeks for Illinois is drastically different. They were generating takeaways. They were ball hawks against Duke, and that was the game that I was like, yep, this is validating a lot of the offseason conversation that I had, that you guys had, about how Illinois could break through and be this year's Indiana or a college football playoff team from the Big Ten that people were writing out of the equation. But then Indiana's like, no, we're Indiana, and Illinois has been struggling to find a way to get some stops. That what the Hoosiers did is impossible to ignore. But even USC was able to put up 32 points in that game. Purdue was able to find some success last week in a game that was, I don't think anybody anticipated Brett Bielema and the Illini playing shootouts the way that they have the last couple of weeks. It was going to be ball control. It was going to be physicality, slightly better play at quarterback, but then run the football, stop the run. And that's not been the order of business for them the last few weeks. So I know that Ohio State feels very strongly that this is a top 10 tight matchup. Ryan Day, as we note every Tuesday on the day trip, and he didn't say talent equated, but going on the road and the way that they've thrown out the Indiana film for Illinois, they are treating it very seriously.
A-Dub, let's lock in on Julian, because, you hear in the offseason, outside of the building, man, the arm talent is special, right? A couple guys that were on last year's team that are no longer there talked about how special Julian's arm talent is, but we're seeing that on full display. But not only are we seeing that, we're seeing the efficiency. And I think coming out of Saturday, A-Dub, there was some toughness shown, too, to where he had to deal with some pressure in his face before he delivered the ball. And so now we're just kind of seeing the whole skill set for Julian come full circle. And, man, they got an absolute dude at quarterback. Still, to me, there's room to grow, which is not a problem based off where he's at right now. But he's checking a lot of the boxes, and I think he really is turning into something special right before our eyes.
Yeah, there's a couple of things you mentioned there, Maddie, that I think are really important, which is when you talk about taking some of those hits and hanging in the pocket, it's the next thing that you check on the box. We're still seeing him do this for the first time in games. He's only started 5 times. I think we have to reiterate that there's things he's going to learn. There's things he's going to get better at every week. But when we're also seeing him, develop in real time, which has been the best part, because you're seeing, okay, well, he can take a hit and the ball's still going to be accurate. He's still going to make good decisions. Even I think on the touchdown throw in the red zone to Jeremiah Smith, he was willing to hang in the pocket. He didn't take a big hit on that one, but he was going to put himself in jeopardy to wait for his receivers to uncover. So he's comfortable in the pocket, of course, but not afraid of that physicality. And, coming out of last year, it was like, okay, is Julian Sane going to be, is he going to take the next step physically? Is he big enough? Is he strong enough to withstand the volume of snaps that you need to go win a college football playoff national championship at Ohio State? And I think we're increasingly seeing that, yep, you check that box, and that box. And I think that, that's worth pointing out. And also that when you say that there's room to grow, he's going to make mistakes, but I think, there's a play to Max Clare in the opener against Texas, the fourth down throw. Maybe it was just a fraction late. I know Max Clare wanted to complete that catch for him, but you fast forward a couple weeks' time, same concept, same route. That ball gets there one step closer to the sideline or away from the sideline. Max Clare makes the catch. They extend that drive. You're seeing, the mistakes that he made against Ohio or Grambling. Well, the next week, he throws the football away against Washington, and he will make mistakes, but the rapid rate that he's correcting them and improving from week to week is almost unlike anything I can recall from Ohio State quarterbacks. And maybe that sounds like hyperbole or recency bias, but this is a kind of a new experience with a redshirt freshman quarterback getting these snaps and watching him improve every week and become a 5-star, live up to that prophecy and recruiting rankings and all of that before our very eyes. It is very, very fun to watch.
They're playing the big plays really well. Like, they're not starting fast. They've missed on a couple 4th and goals. They missed a 53-yarder. Things have been perfect, but they're winning going away because they are so much better right now. But I think what's really unsung about this team right now is that they're winning at the point of attack a lot on both sides. Like, when I watched Kazmarek and Austin Serveld winning at the point of attack at the goal line, that was real. It's real. And you know what else had helped? They torched Minnesota on first down play action. I love that about Heartline, and that they're not predictable. And now, against Minnesota, I get they can call what they want to call, and it'll probably work most of the time. But I watching that game on Saturday night, Austin, I thought the amount of first down play action that was just freezing Minnesota was killing them.
Yeah, and I think, and it goes to, finding what works and just hammering that. And I think that there's some things that Ryan Day says, every Tuesday or every post game that's like, it's about the players and not the plays, and it's about execution, fueling emotion, and those things, we can get worn out from hearing them, but they're, they've become Ohio State cliches because they're true. And, if no one is going to stop that play action, or no one can cover Jeremiah Smith and Cornell Tate in man coverage, and teams are going to play that way, well, Brian Hartline and Ryan Day or Matt Patricia on defense, they're going to spam you with things that they know that work. Now, that doesn't mean that they're going to do it 90 times and try to win the game 100-0, because this big picture perspective with tempo and the number of reps over the course of the season is also real. And they actually played fewer snaps on Saturday against Minnesota than they did the week before against Washington, when all of us were talking about, oh gosh, this level of play, that it's so slow and they're the slowest team in the country. It's about efficiency. And I think that goes to your other point about the red zone success and short yardage stuff. Like, when Ohio State is only 5 to 10% more efficient in a game compared to their opponents, then they're going to win by 4 touchdowns, or 5% more efficient than they were the week before Minnesota compared to Washington the week before. Like, that's where the margins are for Ohio State. And when they are at their peak efficiency, there's just not a team in the country that's going to be able to line up with them on either side of the football. And also, on Saturday against Minnesota, they were even better on special teams. So, you take another piece of improvement right there, and there's still a long way to go. Ryan Day will say that the issues are always there, but I think quite clearly this team is addressing them.
Yeah. 15 seconds. Were you okay with them burning the throwback punt return against Minnesota? I'd like to save that one, maybe.
I probably would have kept it, but it also was a way for him to get us to, or get me specifically. I know it wasn't designed for me, but I've been very critical of the special teams, and now I have to just, eat some crow this week because they've got some other tricks up their sleeve.
Yep. Well done, my man. Always appreciate the conversation, bud. We'll see you soon.
All right. Thanks, guys. See you.
Thanks. Austin Ward on the Bryan Heating and Cooling Systems Fan Guest Hotline.
All right, let's give away 2 tickets right now to see Larry the Cable Guy at Mearshon Auditorium Friday, February 20th. 614-821-9710 is TLC's hotline number. We sent TLC on a mission earlier to steal something. What was that item TLC needed to steal? You get it right, you're going to get 2 tickets, to see Larry the Cable Guy at Mearshon Auditorium Friday, February 20th. Again, hotline number is 614-821-9710.
Tell the truth next. Rothman and Ice on the
A
Fan.
lot has changed in 30 years, but we're still that old shoe that feels worn in and well-loved. And, well, we smell a little, but you've accepted that. The Fan.
Hey, what's up? It's T-Bone. If you're a sports card fan like me, you've got to check out Midwest Cards in the Arena District, right outside Nationwide Arena. These guys are true collectors themselves, and they've built a shop that lets you experience card collecting in a whole new way. They've got sealed boxes, packs, single cards, signed memorabilia, and plenty of TVs in their lounge. Yeah, they have a lounge. And don't forget the card bar, where you can open packs while you have an adult beverage. It's awesome. Stop by Midwest Cards today and tell them T-Bone sent you.
College is great. You know what else is great? Pizza. Which you can buy with your Huntington Bank debit card with the Ohio State University logo. Huntington Bank is proud to be the official consumer bank of the Ohio State University. Let's get more from money. Switch to Huntington Bank. Welcome.
Around here, it's all or nothing. And Toyota has more all-wheel drive choices than anyone else. Like the best-selling Toyota Camry. Now through November 3rd, get 4.75 APR financing on remaining new 25 Camrys. Or lease a new 26 Camry LE for $279 a month for 36 months with $36.99 due at signing. With approved credit through TFS. Tax, title, and license extra. Call 1-888-36-TOYOTA for details or go to toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
The season may be winding down, but there's still time to make the most of Buckeye Lake. At Buckeye Lake Marina, we have year-end deals on boats, accessories, and more to get you ready for next year's adventures. Looking to upgrade? The Buckeye Lake Marina staff is there to help you find the perfect boat at unbeatable prices. Buckeye Lake Marina has a long list of satisfied customers and want you to be the next. Don't wait. Sail into savings at Buckeye Lake Marina before the year ends and find the boat that's just right for you. Visit BuckeyeLakeMarina.com for more.
Care Heating and Cooling. When you need a company you can trust, call 1-800-COOLING.
5 words no one wants to hear? You need a new roof. What do you do? Who do you call? How are you going to pay for it? Hey, it's Timmy Hall, and these are all questions that run through people's minds when they hear those 5 words. But if you pick up the phone and call Victor's Home Solutions, your new roof will be the easiest, most hassle-free home improvement project you'll ever do. Victor's has thousands of 5-star ratings for both customer service and high-quality installation. Plus, they offer a 50-year leak-free guarantee on every roof they install. And since no one wants to pay these high interest rates for a limited time, Victor's is offering 5-year, no-interest financing with minimum monthly payments for qualified buyers. So if you need a new roof, don't stress. Victor's Home Solutions has your back. It starts with a free 21-point roof inspection. It assesses the exact condition of your roof and what needs to be done next. Set up your inspection today. 866-VICTORS. That's 866-VICTORS or online at victors.com.
Oh, could this vintage store be any cuter? Right? And the best part? They accept Discover. Accept Discover? In a little place like this? I don't think so, Jennifer. Oh, yeah, huh? Discover's accepted where I like to shop. Come on, baby, get with the times. Right. So we shouldn't get the parachute pants? These are making a comeback. I think.
Discover is accepted at 99% of places that take credit cards nationwide. Based on the February 2025 Nielsen report.
Hi, I'm Maria, salon owner. You know the jingle. Now discover the facts about Ozempic, a GLP-1. There's only one FDA-approved Ozempic, made by Novo Nordisk. Learn about the real thing.
Talk to your healthcare professional today. Call 1-833-OZEMPIC or visit Ozempic.com to view the medication guide and to learn more about Ozempic. Semaglutide injection 0.5, 1, and 2 milligrams.
Favorite and least favorite fan shows are available wherever you get your podcasts. Just type in 971 The Fan to the search bar and hit that subscribe button. It's free.
We're the land of the free and the home of the sunburnt, freckled fat guy.
Do it now.
The Fan Guest Hotline is sponsored by Right Way Heating and Cooling and Bryant. Doing whatever it takes to keep you and your home comfortable. The Fan.
Tell the truth with Rothman and Ice.
Sponsored by Window Nation. Buy 2 windows, get 2 for free. Call 866-90-NATION or visit windownation.com now.
All right. Who knew that during the show, to stick it to the man, we sent TLC up to the cafeteria to pilfer some pizzas for us. Who knew that?
Our buddy Michael in Jeffersonville.
Hey.
Michael, Jeffersonville.
Shout out to you, Michael.
Way southwest.
Way to go, brother.
Enjoy that Larry the Cable Guy show coming up in February. Now, TLC, is this the only pair of tickets we're doing this week?
We are doing one a day for the rest of the week.
There you go. So stay close. If you're a Larry the Cable
Could win
Guy
a whole
or
section at the concert.
Stick with us. We got you covered.
So, Michael, you are ineligible for the rest of the week. But if you want to get a big crew, tell your buddies to be listening and calling in.
That's right.
Over the next 3 days.
Or you can just bribe TLC with something. I'm sure he'll give it away.
What do you think Jake Browning's girlfriend, his fiance, is thinking right now? You know who she is? The one with
the hot
wears
one?
all the the hot one.
Probably,
yes.
What he said is probably accurate and how a lot of people know.
The one with the crazy outfits.
Yeah, the one with like the
bodysuit,
the tigress onesie or whatever.
Yeah.
What is she? Well, she's probably thinking, well, I'll just go back to the lifestyle I was living 4 weeks ago. It probably wasn't bad.
Yeah, but maybe he'll be healthier now. Won't take such a beating. Mentally and physically.
Yeah, I mean, that's the biggest part of the trade today is like, well, yes, on the surface, they made a change, right? And they had to do something. Flacco behind that offensive line is going to be tough. It's going to be
bad. He wasn't this bad in college. I mean, he wasn't this bad when he's actually playing in the pros. But the pressure, the bad O-line, the no running game.
And who he is, too.
Yeah.
Well, you know what I mean? Like,
but I think he wasn't
who he is as a guy, too. Like, everything you mentioned, you can't have that when you have the skill set and the decision making that Jake Browning has. You got to have all that other stuff cleaned up to get the best version of Jake Browning. He can't overcome those things, and I don't think Flacco physically can overcome those things too. But I think the other part of it with the arm talent and the decision making, I think that's what Zach Taylor's banking on. That will be better because Browning is just hurting you as a team with the interceptions that put the defense in bad field position and all that. It's just kind of snowballing in the worst way.
He's had some shoulder problems over his career, and I'm with you. He probably didn't have full-time starter traits for the NFL.
Yeah.
But
and not a lot of guys do.
A little bit.
I think it shines a light on how special these guys are that do it week in and week out and do it at a high level. It's such a hard job to have, and man, the greats are just a whole nother cut above. But it also can shine a light on the guys that are kind of middle in the pack in the NFL and how good they are as starters, and that's why. If you're a team like Cleveland, a franchise like Cleveland, you'll take one of those guys, right? That's kind of in that 12 to 17 window year in and year out. Because if you don't, then now Cincinnati feels what a lot of franchises have felt, that when you don't have a respectable answer at quarterback, your franchise is just going to be lost.
You start running a respectable business. I won't have to come down here and hassle you no more. All right, TLC, take us home.
All right, I got a couple names for you just to throw it out there. So, by the way, we should mention that if you hadn't already mentioned it, I don't know, long show, a lot of stuff.
You were running around stealing pizzas and
I was stealing pizzas. Yeah. Diana Rossini reported that the Bengals did not reach out to the Giants, period. So our initial reaction was, I guess all of the Russell Wilson, Jameis Winston possibilities, Joe Flacco may have been a better deal. We don't know what the deal was because the Bengals didn't reach out to the Giants. So kind of doing the hypothesizing of what coulda, shoulda, woulda been. A couple of names to throw out for you. How does it sound if I said that the Bengals should have gone after Spencer Rattler as their number one choice?
That would have felt a little better than Flacco to me, but I don't think New Orleans is going to move off Spencer Rattler because there's a little bit of a spark there with his play. Like, he doesn't look completely out of place as a quarterback in the NFL, so I don't think they would give up on that just yet.
Here's what I'm thinking, though. I think you could almost coerce them into it, because if they're 1-4 with him, and this is like almost sort of like a house money thing, like, we didn't even think Spencer Rattler was that good, but maybe he is. Mm-hmm. Well, at the end of the year, if they're bad, I doubt they're going to go into next season expecting him to be the starting quarterback.
Real quick,
the youth would be the reason to do it. The other thing is, and I'm willing to almost trade the arm and the veteran-like stuff with Flacco to get somebody that's more mobile. Rattler might be slower than all of them, right?
I don't know.
I think Rattler's beating Flacco on a 40 right now.
Is he?
I promise you that.
He's beating Flacco on a 40 right
He's
now.
not beating Browning.
I would bet on Spencer Rattler.
I wouldn't. I don't think he moves very well.
Okay, well then let me bring in someone that my friend mentioned. Should they have gone after Anthony Richardson?
No. Because you check one box, but Bengal fans would be driving themselves nuts watching him throw balls into the dirt and complete 40% of his passes. Because it doesn't speak to the strength of the team. Right?
I agree, but we got to pick our poison somehow.
Yeah. I get it. But the strength of the team are your pass catchers. You have to try to find a way to cater to them. Like Richardson avoids some of the pressure for sure.
I'm telling you, I'm more into this decision.
He's spiking a whole bunch of balls. Like we've seen Anthony Richardson. You don't want that in that Bengals offense.
He's sporadic. I'll give you that.
Very much so.
I will say, though.
You're being nice.
It's semi-big word alert. I don't think it gets the alert. I don't think sporadic is.
Who was our, was it Andy Greeter? Who was joining us for Big Game Preview?
Yeah.
He dropped a precocious on us. I didn't do it, but I wanted to give him a big word alert.
Yeah.
He gave us a precocious.
It's not bad.
Yeah, TLC and I looked at each other
the
like,
big word alert.
Yeah, we were thinking it. We didn't want to just blast a siren on him with him not knowing what
that
it was.
would have been amazing.
But we were thinking it. Oh, my God. Was it Graham Rahal who Tim May mentioned? I actually almost hit the Undertaker gong when Tim May said on Saturday.
8 gongs. These guys on
when
this
Tim May
podcast,
said on
that
Saturday.
my podcast.
He's like,
texted me
Graham
this.
Rahal texted me the other day. Anthony Richardson.
I actually like it.
Really?
Versus Flacco. I don't like it like it's some
versus
gem.
Burrow.
If you were a ground and pound RPO heavy team, then I would be with you guys.
All right.
It's not what
You
he
can't be now.
Why can't I say to him, you have T. Higgins and Jamar Chase. You got 2 options, 3 options. You throw it to one of them, or you run your butt off.
Actually,
that's it.
Actually,
that's the game plan.
You can't do that.
You know what?
You can't do it.
I just thought of something that actually puts me on Ice's
He's
side.
so athletic.
I know, but I just thought of something that puts me on Ice's side. We've seen Flacco versus Richardson last year, and Flacco won.
And think about all the overs and unders on completion percentage.
T. Higgins and Jamar Chase.
Richardson, you were putting lines for Richardson at like 48 and a half.
You brought it up. I'm on your side, and then you switch sides. The only guy I had on my side is the blood-sucking
We
lawyer.
got to go.
Common Man and Timmy last year.
Common Man and Timmy are coming up next. Don't move. We'll be back tomorrow at High Day.
Talk to you then. Rothman and Ice on the Fan.
T-Bone and Tyvis are everything you want in a delicious breakfast. Lots of empty calories, no nutritional value.
Weekday mornings from 6 to 9.
The Fan.